We are back live. We'll see if we are live on. I want to double check. I got booted from YouTube because I was playing those freaking A&E videos. I knew that was going to happen. I knew I was still live on Facebook, but I went ahead to go ahead and wanted to get the simulcast rolling. So I had to come back live. Sorry about that. You had to do a few clicks. You guys are savvy enough to find me. If you don't find me, that's okay. We're kicking off the live video right now, and we are we might have got a strike on Facebook, but we'll see. Nope, we're back live on the Facebook and the YouTube, so we can call Dad with the phone up now, call Dad with a badge up, and we'll be back. So I'm back, don't worry. Let's call Dad with a badge. We'll get this going. If you're just joining, we just got kicked off YouTube because we were showing some. I mean, there's some great videos out there to let you know what swatting is, and that wasn't going to be where I wanted to go. I didn't want to sit here and have to explain to people over and over while I got my dad on the phone what swatting is. I'm about to bring in the expert, former commander of SWAT team. We'll go on from there. Blah 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 blah. Let's see what Dad with a badge says. He might not answer. He might have been watching.
Hello.
Hey, what are you doing? You're live on the air.
Hello.
You there, Dad? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. Hey,
me?
I'm just letting you know we're live, so you don't embarrass Mother.
Why would I do that?
I don't know. How are you doing? Are y'all under snow?
No, snow. Most of the snow's melted. There's still a little bit left, but most of it's melted. Now we're scheduled to get some on Christmas Day, starting Christmas Eve. We'll just wait and see if that happens.
Nice. Hey, so I messaged you earlier about this subject of swatting. Let me ask you, do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, it's funny because I always think that everyone knows what swatting is, and especially law enforcement agents. But I just watched a video online, and it's a video of an incident where swatting happens, and there was some younger officers at the scene that didn't understand it and didn't quite understand. Plus, there's a lot of listeners on tonight that may not understood what swatting is, and so I'll give a brief definition. I think swatting started with the video gaming community that was streaming online, or it actually may have started with celebrities where they started calling police agents or 911 calls on celebrities, and then the celebrities would have cops show up at their doors, kicking the doors, different things like that. And then it went on to the video gaming industry where guys were live streaming their video game play, and they were getting swatted by other people that were watching them live. And then so have you ever swatted anyone, Dad? And I don't mean called 911, but during your times at the tactical unit. And did you guys ever end up on a call that was a prank call?
No.
Never
did.
No prank calls during the time that you were on the tactical unit is what you're saying, for you guys to end up at different places.
Well, you could get anonymous calls, but we had protocols in place to investigate anonymous calls about certain things. And this type of thing actually goes a lot farther back than what you're talking about. About in the early 80s, came up with a program called Crime Stoppers. And Crime Stoppers was where you could make anonymous tips to the police department about crimes being committed or people committing crimes, and they would give you a number, a reference number that you use for your individual call, And if those tips panned out, then you were awarded a certain amount of money that the Crime Stoppers board would decide for that particular case. But back then, there were people that would have a neighbor who they didn't like for some reason or had a dispute, and they would call in Crime Stoppers tips on them, and then the police would show up and investigate and not necessarily kick the doors in, but then they would cause an investigation on somebody that may or may not have been doing anything wrong. It's just that a neighbor didn't like, or a person that they had a dispute with didn't like them, and so they would harass them by calling the cops on them. So that's kind of when I saw things like that started. And so a lot of departments set up protocols to investigate anonymous tips like that before they actually took action upon the person that was the subject of the tip.
Because that would be like, it's basically like a false allegation, or you know, a fraud, could be a fraud charge or something, right?
Well, the thing is, these were anonymous because the Crime Stoppers was set up the way it is. You could remain anonymous, so you didn't have to, you know, trying to trace the person who made the fraudulent tip was sometimes difficult. Now, one of the things is we did give these people numbers, and if we determined that a tip was fraudulent, we might do a sting operation by calling the person and saying, well, you can now pick up your money at a certain location at a certain time. All you have to do is give us your number when you get there. Well, then we would determine who the person was that gave the fraudulent tip. And there is most states have laws on the books about making false reports to police departments. Now, they don't always get prosecuted, but you still can be arrested. And depending on the seriousness of it, for instance, if somebody is injured because of your tip, then other charges can be added onto it.
Yeah, there's an incident in Wichita, and it's just a sad incident where a gamer got swatted, and like the guy calling in was like, I killed my wife, I'm holding my children hostage, or I shot my dad, or something like that. It was some crazy, you know, call. And then the cops showed up, and they ended up, they shot a guy, the innocent guy ended up getting killed just because of the circumstances, bad decision, whatever. And then they found the guy who did it, and he's in prison for 20 years but he was involved in over 300 swatting calls across the country and in Canada. So yeah, they've charged a few people, at least on the swatting side. I'm sure in that Crime Stopper days, it was probably a lot easier to catch them, because if you told them you had some money for them, then, you know, it was kind of show up and you get caught. So,
well, that was the problem. The person had to call back in to arrange a meeting, and if they knew it was a fraudulent call, they weren't going to call back in.
Yeah, they weren't going to call back in, come back in and try to get anything. When something like this comes into 911, like a call, no matter what it is, it could be a welfare check. And the reason I'm talking about this, it's funny, Dad, because another YouTuber that I've done stuff with, they got swatted. And I haven't done anything with him in a long time, but when he gets swatted, there's another YouTuber that's having a dispute with him, but she was just playing his SWAT online. Like, there was a swatting going on, and all of a sudden now, because of online technology, somebody tracked down this all happened within hours. Somebody had tracked down online the dispatch call that went out to officers that then went over to this guy's house. Well, it turns out that the swatter used the name of a YouTuber. So then the YouTuber was able to get a Freedom of Information Act to get the actual 911 call, because all we had was the dispatch audio from an online scanner technology, you know. And it turns out this guy swatted himself. Like we heard the 911 call and we heard the dispatch call, and so that's why I've even started talking about it, because it kind of came around in real small true crime community, because it's been happening in the gamer community for a long time. But now it seems like there was this episode of a bunch of true crimers getting swatted. And so that's the other thing, is now the technologies are out there that just normal people on the internet can get those dispatch calls pretty quickly. So that was I just wanted to explain for some of the viewers while we're talking about this. And then so you're saying this thing started back in the Crime Stopper days, where people would call in, get a reward, and then it kind of has escalated through now to all these technologies. And so when a 911 call comes in and there is a threat of, you know, somebody getting killed or somebody hurt or a violent crime happening, and especially in like, well, I guess it's anywhere now, because I was doing some research over like the last 10 years. Homeland Security has given something like $40 billion, maybe not that much, 40 something crazy number, $4 billion to law enforcement agents around the country. And they've become more militarized. Or I was even talking to you about this. We were talking about a grant that came into the sheriff's department, and a lot of you wanted to put computers in the cars, but it was going to cost too much money, or the grant wasn't going to cover it. So instead of computers, everybody got AR-15s, right? So these
actually everybody got Glock 40s.
Oh, the Glock 40s. That's right, it was.
Yeah. But at that time, the officers had to provide their own weapons, and this is just a upgrade.
Yeah, but so I was just talking about all these grants that have come into departments, and a lot of them, they get those big Bearcat vehicles for their SWAT teams and stuff like that. So I would have said it was only in metropolitan areas or big areas, but I mean, even in Teller County, we have, you know, the SWAT team has a big SWAT vehicle. And so, but they didn't pay for that. A lot of that was paid for by federal grants. And so with that, with a lot of law enforcement agents getting SWAT equipment or military equipment, military protection equipment, they form tactical units, SWAT units. What makes a SWAT officer any different than a regular officer?
Training.
So training. So
the thing you have to the public sometimes has a concept that, well, they're militarizing the police, and it's not militarizing the police. What it is, it's providing a specialized unit with the equipment that they need to use in specialized, specific times when it is needed, not to answer a call. If a 911 call comes in and they're saying, oh, there's somebody in the house and he's shooting at people and he shot somebody, SWAT's not going to be the first one called. You're going to have regular officers that are going to answer that call immediately, because SWAT officers, except in metropolitan areas, aren't even on duty at that time.
Yeah, they're not. They're off duty and they have to be called in.
Right, and that takes anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour and a half, depending on the area that they're working in. So you're going to have officers on the scene first. Now, they're not going to kick in the doors. They're going to come, talk to neighbors, find out about who lives in the house, find out if the neighbors have have heard shots. If there has been shots fired, they're going to evacuate the neighbors from around the house. So there's going to be people investigating whether that call is legitimate long before the SWAT officers get there. Now, in some metropolitan areas, SWAT officers may be called at the same time because they would have a team of SWAT officers on duty 24/7. Now, those officers are going to rely on the first responding officers for intelligence information, the same kind of information that a SWAT team is going to want to know, even in a rural area when they show up. If shots have been fired, if somebody's heard them, if somebody's seen something, and if nothing has been seen, they checked out who owns the house, who's in the house. They don't have a criminal record. There's no domestic violence history. There are lights on in the house, or people, moving around in the house. And they may even have officers go up to the door and knock on the door, first responding officers, to find out what's going on. When you have and that happens many times in a shift, especially in a metropolitan area. So there's going to be investigation before somebody goes and starts kicking in doors. Now,
yeah,
I don't know the circumstances behind some of these SWAT calls, but any SWAT team should have. Now, I'm not saying they all do. They should have protocols in place to gather intelligence before you go kicking in doors.
And most of these, like I searched out today, I looked a lot online and stuff, and 99% of calls, swatting calls, actually end rather uneventful, or not there's no craziness that happens. There is a couple where a guy's been shot, or a guy that a couple there was one where a couple got swatted on, but then they ended up just getting arrested for some simple marijuana charges, or something, because the cops went into the house, but they went into the house because of the SWAT call, or because of the the gaming. But not very few times is there any major incidences, I think, that I could find, at least. And a lot of these are on video, because a lot of them are taking place on, people are wanting to see that stuff happen live stream, So no, I guess more, I think you explained it great, though, because in metropolitan areas, even the Dallas Fort Worth area, or New York, or LA, they're going to have a 24-hour and a trained team. But like here in Teller County, all the officers who are on the SWAT team are really just normal deputies who may do more training or may go through some other trainings, but we don't have a 24-hour SWAT team sitting on standby. And so those officers would definitely have to be mobilized. I never told you this story, Dad. I actually walked into an active shooter situation. I may have told you this, right here in Woodland Park. It ended up being a guy who it was a domestic thing that then gunshots went off and the cops were called, but it was a standoff for a couple of hours. It turned out the guy had already taken his life, but the officers didn't even kick the door in for hours and hours after a gunshot went off, and so they took their time, gathered information, did all that stuff that you're talking about, before they even entered the house. They even played this protocol stuff, like pick up the phone and call this number, like this recording that went over and over. So, But then some incidences that I've seen online where like these video gamers are literally professional video gamers. They're at like an office complex, and the office complex gets cleared, and then they do, break down the door or bust in the door or open the door of the video gamer, so it's crazy.
Well, a lot of it depends on what the call is. Now, with the school shootings and the mass shooting areas that have happened in the past, if it was a call to a school, for instance, then that the officers, when they show up, they're going to first of all gather as much intelligence as they can, as quickly as they can, and then they'll, you know, go into the building looking for or following where the shooting is going on, to the sound of the shooting. That's one of the things you're going to go to where the shooting is. So there's going to be a rapid response before SWAT ever gets there, unless there is a SWAT team that is, you know, on duty at that time. But in a situation where it's a house or it's maybe an office building, where when they arrive, there's nobody running from the building, there's no evidence of any active shooter actually going on, they're going to slow down and do a little bit more investigation.
What goes into it? Like, yeah, you've kind of gone through that. They're going to mobilize, they're going to investigate, they're going to talk through. If in a general sense, what would you say, or is there estimates on like what it costs when a SWAT team has to show up at a place, or the resources used in when stuff like this goes down?
Well, if you look at the cost of just the training and the equipment for one SWAT officer, then you figure his time, you know, depending on the length of the situation, if it's just a search warrant, say, where it's going to be pretty rapid, you're looking at anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000 just for one officer. And if you have 8 officers or 10 officers, you can figure multiplying that times that number of officers. And that doesn't necessarily that just includes that one officer. Now, you add in the equipment that he's using, the vehicles that it takes, you can get up into tens of thousands of dollars just for one call.
Yeah, no, and that's the numbers I was seeing with all this stuff, and the stuff that I was hearing reported. It could cost $10,000 for one call, you know, especially these calls where multiple officers are showing up, and special training officers and stuff like that. What's the craziest call you ever actually went on? Not a swatting call, but a story from one of the crazy calls that you had your time working on the tactical unit.
Crazy call?
Well, crazy.
All of them were pretty crazy.
I know that.
They're all. That's the thing. They're all unique. You train for anything to happen. You develop a plan when you get there, based upon the information you have available. You know, we had child custody cases where the guy decided he didn't want to take them back when he had them for the weekend, and then he barricaded himself in the house with a shotgun. Officers went to the house to investigate the fact that he didn't return them to his wife, and then he shot through the door at him, and then we were called. You know, guys walking into a fitness center and just started shooting. He had a beef with his wife, who wasn't there. He thought she was. And when he got in there, he got scared because he realized she wasn't there, and he already shot holes in the window.
Yeah, were you on the Wedgwood Baptist shooting?
No.
Which one was the shooting you were on in Fort Worth? That I remember you brought the suspect out alive in handcuffs, but it was like a shooting.
That was in Lake Worth.
What was that? A church?
No, that was a fitness center.
Oh, that was the fitness center.
Yeah, and what was interesting about it was this guy. This was around Christmas time. He had wrapped his rifle Christmas paper.
Oh,
He had
yeah.
gone to a restaurant two doors down from the fitness center, and there were two Lake Worth police officers in the restaurant. So then he turned around and walked out, and they saw him, but they just saw, he had this long thing wrapped in Christmas paper.
Christmas, huh?
And so then he walked down to the fitness center where he thought his wife was, and she wasn't. And he went inside and started shooting. They heard the shots. They ran down to the fitness center, and as they approached the front door, which was a solid glass door, like you would see in the front of a business, and he shot through the glass and shattered the glass, and then that's when we were called.
Gotcha.
And by the time we got there, we had actually made entry through the rear door, and were clearing the back of the fitness center when he decided he wanted to give himself up. And he came out the front, or came to the front door where we had officers. And that's when we brought him out, handcuffed him.
Gotcha.
There were all kinds of different situations that, we had people. We had a guy that, for some reason, started busting champagne bottles in his backyard. But when you bust a champagne bottle, it can sound like a shot. And people were in construction on a house behind his, and they thought they were getting shot at. And he was drunk, had some marital problems. His wife had left him, depressed. But we ended up having to go in to him and using less lethal beanbag rounds, put him down. Then he, of course, was taken for psychiatric evaluation.
Hey, Dad, I have a question here. On your time, did you guys have like these high-tech listening devices, or like to pinpoint people inside? When you
we had some of that, but not. We didn't have as much as we could have had, or some of the.
Yeah, y'all didn't have a good enough grant writer.
Well,
I'm just
some of that stuff wasn't available.
Yeah, it just wasn't. How long ago were you on the tactical unit in Tarrant County, or when you led the commander there?
Well, it was 93. No, it was 97. No, I'm sorry.
You don't remember?
94. It was 94 through 2001.
Okay, 94 through 2001.
Yeah, and we didn't. First of all, we didn't have as much equipment as, say, some other SWAT teams. We had, when I first got involved with the SWAT team there, they didn't have anything.
How many people were in Tarrant County at the time? Do you remember?
People? It was 1.3 million.
Yeah, 1.3 million there. So I mean, but you guys weren't a full-time SWAT team. You did a lot of training, but y'all weren't a full-time SWAT team.
No, we weren't. The sheriff's department was responsible for the jail and for about 130 square miles of unincorporated. However, there were a lot of little towns in Tarrant County.
Yeah, like Lake Worth, all that stuff.
That used our SWAT teams because they didn't have any of their own.
When you guys would that would be when you would like run warrants and stuff.
Well, when we run warrants, or like the Lake Worth incident. Lake Worth didn't have a SWAT team. Some of the smaller towns, Hudson Oaks, Sanson Park was one. Some of the other little small towns that didn't have SWAT teams. Yeah,
that's what I was. So it was the Fort Worth Police Department probably had their own SWAT team at the time. and then some of the other bigger ones. But you guys covered some of the smaller towns and then the unincorporated areas. 94.
Right.
You said 94 to 2000 when? 2004, huh?
2001.
2001.
2001.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's when a
2001.
new sheriff came in and made some changes.
Shook up the stuff. That's what happens at the sheriff's departments when the new sheriff comes in. Yeah. With technology growing and it's getting harder and harder, like a lot of these calls, these SWAT calls, they go really whatever uninvestigated, because if nothing happens at the swatting, like if the cops show up and they're like everything's okay and the cops go away, there's not much more anyone can do, especially if these places use IP, calling and different things. Even like one little video that just about got me booted off YouTube. I was showing right before you came on was a LAPD or a LA live video where they said the call came in from China, and so it's harder and harder to track these swatters. What do you think about? I mean, should these guys get punished for calling in and the whole SWAT team being mobilized? What kind of things would?
Oh yeah. That is the biggest problem is tracking them, because technology has changed. The phone companies, internet companies are conscious of privacy of their customers, and so a lot of times it's more difficult to get information from them, especially except in extreme emergencies, because you have to get a warrant for certain records and for information on somebody's IP address and so forth. And so that takes follow-up. Well, the law enforcement agencies, the detectives are overwhelmed with, regular cases. And so it's difficult sometimes unless you have somebody that's doing it a lot. And if it's doing it a lot, then you try to concentrate on that. But if it's just one call here or one call there, and you can't trace it immediately, then a lot of stuff doesn't get followed up. But you have to understand, officers, if it's a so-called emergency case, officers are going to be approaching the area using lights and sirens. They're going to be driving in traffic, hazardous. They're putting their lives at stake for a false call, and they don't know it is, and they can't determine it is until they get there, until they investigate it. So they're putting their lives at stake for this false call. And so people that call those things in are putting lives at stake. And many times officers get in accidents on the way to these calls. And there should be, follow-up. It's just that because of the way technology is and the way some of the privacy laws are in reference to cell phones and numbers and so forth, they're not able, the information's not available to follow up on these calls.
Well, we got one of them, because the information is traveling faster on the internet right now. Those dispatch websites where you can listen to dispatch calling and they archive that stuff. And so with all these people on the internet,
one of the things, if the people, the gaming community or the people that are on the internet, on these social media sites, if they want this stuff to stop, they can stop it. They know these people that are doing it. They can track these people that are doing it. And if they do that and concentrate on that when it happens and turn these people in, then the information is getting to the law enforcement agencies, they'll follow up on it.
Well, and that's what we're thinking, and that's what we think is happening in this particular case, where we know this individual, because both the girl that I've done some YouTubes with, she was able to get the 911 call that came in, and then was also had the dispatch call. And even because it happened so quickly, literally they went to that dude's house, right? She was watching that live and replaying that live. About an hour later, somebody else messaged her and says, oh, here's the dispatch call. And the dispatch call happened to have her name in it, like it was her name. And so she calls the police station and is like, y'all had a call in that they said they were me, and y'all ended up going to this guy's house and swatting this guy, or, he called like a wellness check-in on himself. He didn't really call a swatting call because he didn't want to get killed, right? But he called like a wellness check-in, and the cops came to his house. But because they were able to get that dispatch from broadcast, I think it was on Broadcastify, they then talked to the officers, and the dispatch then did a censor. They censored out the call, but they gave them most of the call. So they censored out like phone numbers and addresses, but then they gave the call to them, and the voice is identical. It's this guy, this other YouTuber, and everyone on the internet's like, that's him. And so then there's another lady that was swatted 6 months ago or something. She had her audio, but she hadn't released her audio yet. But as soon as she released her audio, after this other audio was released, we're like, that's the same person. He did this twice. And there's about 6 other people in the community that have had incidences where people have either called wellness check, they called CPS, Child Protective Services, on one lady. They called the police officers on others. And so, yeah, with the community and the gaming community is the same way. A lot of the guys on the gaming community, they end up turning in guys and stuff but when you talk about true crime, these people, this is what they want to do, is figure out stuff. So when it's been weird over the last couple of weeks to watch it all unfold, but yeah, I didn't know if you would ever, I didn't think you had ever pulled off like a deal where y'all actually swatted anyone, but you were, again, when you guys were called out, it was more meticulous, planned. It wasn't, y'all didn't just go kick doors in. Maybe.
Well, kicking the door in is the last resort.
Yeah, and I guess people are calling it swatting, but in reality, sometimes it's just a knock on the door from officers. And they, the internet community wants to say we got swatted, but a lot of times it was just that initial knock on the door from officers. It wasn't some real dramatic thing. There's been some incidences where it's been dramatic and stuff, but what else? I was gonna ask you a couple quick questions. So we hadn't talked online. We haven't done another podcast since the ones we did prior, but over the holidays we talked. What did you think? They convicted Patrick Frazee without a body, and did it with a lot of phone ping and phone technology evidence, as well as some witness testimonies, obviously, but a lot of the actual evidence was the phone pings and how they showed their phones together and stuff after, and the interaction between the other girl that helped. So I didn't know, what are your thoughts on that? They gave that guy life in prison plus 156 years plus like 5 years and some probation.
Well, the thing is I told you then, you asked me about it, it's not impossible to get somebody convicted for murder without a body. It's just harder to do than if you do have a body and you do have physical evidence. Using the phone technology was something we talked about. I was completely aware of what they could do and how they did it, because I was trained in that. before I retired. And actually, in at least one case, when I was working with the DA's office, I was able to actually track a person's movements over a time period and prove that they had been using their phone and actually texting, which caused an accident in Alamogordo where there was a fatality. The kid said he wasn't texting, but within seconds of the accident, he was actually on his phone texting. I was able to show that through phone technology.
But yeah, it's crazy the stuff that they showed.
Is there is so much technology out there now to help prove a case without actually having the body. Technically, you can say if there's blood evidence, you have a body, because that is part of the body, blood evidence. And so to say, well, there wasn't a body may be kind of a little premature. You just don't know where the remains are.
And they did an excellent job with that, showing even like they followed the tote in which they said the body was in. So they really showed where the body went, how it was disposed, and through some blood evidence. But yeah, and I did some research, and there was a news article that went out, and actually I guess the percentage rate is a little biased, because it is of the percentages of non-body trials that happen, there's actually quite a high percentage of convictions, but that doesn't take into account the ones that don't make it to trial because they don't have the evidence. And so, but as far as like non-body trials that happen, it's actually a rather high estimate of people who have been convicted in a trial when there's been no body. But they had a lot of other evidence. That's why they went to trial. That's why they went through. And in this case, their biggest evidence was from a witness who had thorough knowledge of the crime, was involved in the crime, and she, flipped. And so, it worked out. It worked out in that aspect. Now she's going to get off with a little more than a hand slap, but that's because they basically said they wouldn't have been able to convict him without her. So, well, Dad, hey, I don't need to beat a dead horse. I don't think I have any other questions around this swatting incident. I do remember one time that your tactical unit abused me at a Kmart. I'll just say that. I'm still traumatized by that.
Yes, but you were a volunteer.
I was a volunteer. I volunteered for torture from the tactical unit, but it was fun. It's always fun to play the bad guy. I've been playing the bad guy most of my life anyway, so it's all right. Hey, because there's a lot of listeners, you don't have to share a lot with us, but there's a lot of people on this live, Dad, that prayed for you and had positive thoughts when you were going through your surgery stuff. How you doing health-wise? Let the people know you're still alive and kicking.
Oh, yeah. And I'm almost back to 99.9%. I'm not having any after effects, really. Getting back into the normal activity. Actually back as much normal as anything. So I'm doing great.
Well, good. I'm glad to hear that, but I know that the listeners online will too. All right, Dad. Well, thanks for your time tonight, and we'll have to come up with another subject where you're well, but it shouldn't be too hard in this true crime stuff, because I'll have some questions for something coming up. So thanks for talking to me, Dad.
Okay.
All right. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Okay. Bye.
I didn't get the normal "I love you" from my dad, but I'm thinking he was Gonna keep that on the down low while we were out on the lives. Man, so I was getting confused on this. I just want to make sure. Can you guys are live chatting and seeing the live chats on all right, cool. Everybody's being able to live chat on YouTube. I thought I screwed my live chat purposes up on YouTube because I was playing that A&E video. But I played that A&E video beforehand, and I got myself blocked off YouTube right before my live. So a lot of people didn't catch the first part of the live, or they thought they didn't catch the first part of the live because we bummed out on the live stream. But Facebook has been here all night. I actually didn't even go down on Facebook. That sounded terrible. I never dropped off of Facebook, so that was fun. It's always fun to talk to my father and do a little podcast with him. I thought we might get lucky. I thought maybe my dad I thought maybe he had swatted somebody or ran like a fake, not a fake, but got called out on a deal. So no matter what, we did call this an episode. I don't think I forgot any questions. I didn't want to harp too bad on the old Oni, but Oni getting his. Everybody and their mother's talking about Oni right now, and what he's been doing in this community. But you heard Dad with the badge. He said it straight up. The way to shut this crap down is for a community to rise up and inform law enforcement. So if you've been swatted, or if you've had a wellness check called on you, or if you've had CPS called on you, or if you've had any kind of incident on YouTube, man, reach out to your folks, reach out to your people, because we're going to solve our own crimes. It's not like they're going to come out and solve it for us. And so we would have never found out that this was Oni involved in these swatting accidents or these swatting actions had it not been for J is for Justice. But even farther than to take it even deeper than that, had it not been for listeners like you. So make sure to follow me on Twitter, on Facebook, Dad with a Phone, because sometimes YouTube shuts me down. Y'all saw that tonight. That was my fault. I knew it was going to happen. It was my fault. I should have talked over that video. I called it out and spoke it out there. I should have just did that. But they're not going to be able to perpetuate Mandy's high horse. Looks like my mod's been getting after it. Mandy's high horse has been timed out. Watch out. You'll be getting timed out on Dad with the Phone on YouTube. Oh, y'all go check out Mandy's page. She dropped a video of me today that I hadn't seen in a long time. It was funny too. We were trying to figure out why the hell I was so fired up. We figured it out. We were like, yeah, we're leaving that. Good thing that video went out. Don't be pissing off Dad with a phone. Well, you can always go back to, hey, I'm still here on the YouTube. Watch back to the end. They brought you back on the original stream. Oh, did they really? Oh, dang. I'm pissed off. Man, they came back on the original stream. Oh, that messes me up, man. They're trying to mess me up. They're trying to play with me. That's all right, though. Y'all know where to find me. If y'all can't find me on YouTube, you'll find me on Facebook. If you can't find me on Facebook, make sure to go over to TikTok. You can find me on the TikTok. And that's my PayPal right there. If you want to, they can't stop that. If you want to give to PayPal to support Dad with a Phone, I ain't trying to raise money for nobody. This money isn't being raised for anyone but me. So it ain't a scam. It is simply to probably motivate me. You know what? People gave last night. A couple people gave last night. I woke up this morning. There was PayPals to me, and I was like, well, damn, that's enough to make me do another live. Somebody give $1, that's enough to make me do another live. And so you can give at that link. If you type that link in, you can give credit card. You don't even have to have a PayPal. You can put yourself in debt for Dad with a Phone. I'm teasing. Who's Be Kind? Who is Be Kind? How did you get a wrench? How did you get a wrench, Be Kind? I gotta know who Be Kind is. It might be somebody I know, but I just removed your wrench because I don't know who Be Kind. Kind of scared me. Who's Be Kind? That's your local girl. Oh no, that's not. Is that Blanca? Oh, well then, she changed her name. She must have texted me. All right, I'll give you back your wrench. I'm giving you back your wrench. Y'all scared me. I thought I got hacked or something. I ain't even been paying no attention to my wrenches. I'm like, who the hell's Beacon? I'm gonna see if she texted me. Oh. I'm gonna look. She told me she was Beacon now. I must have missed that. Oh, shut up. Shut up. Blanca just said, do I need to refresh you with the ice pond story? You better keep your mouth shut. I'm going to take that moderator away from you again. I'm going to have to change my name, D-Wop. Don't change. If you change your name, you better let me. I gave it back. Calm down. I'm not paranoid. I just didn't know who hacked me. I was like, who the hell is Be Kind? I was like, damn. Anyway, I just doxed Be Kind. That was awesome. Sorry about that. I can put my little logo up there now. Nice. Make sure to like me on YouTube and Twitter, right? I told y'all about that. Hey, y'all need to go find me on TikTok too at Dad with the Phone. I seen a couple of y'all already liked me on TikTok, so thanks for that. Should we take a couple of calls? If anybody wants to call in, get a call in now. Hey, trolls, if you're out there and you've been doxxed, bro, and you've been kicked out, but you're sneaking on your other channel, y'all can always give me a call right now. It's only 8:00. I go for another hour. So if you got any calls, I should have done open calls during the call with Dad with a badge, but I didn't. So we are simulcast right now on the YouTube and the Facebook. So we've got people watching from both sides. Thanks for joining tonight. It looks like there's a total of at least 115, 120 people watching, which is good enough for me. I don't know how many people are watching in YouTube right now. Yeah, there's 100 plus. So total, I'm looking at the StreamYard. The StreamYard gives me the total running count with all my likes and comments. Digging that. I got booted off my other one. I had 190 plus people watching my other one, and then I got booted, which was kind of sad because people done reminders and stuff. So I was a little aggravated about that. And then it turns out I guess I came back to that original stream, which just sucks when you get kicked. But oh well. I need to I don't want to play no more swatting. I'm not going to play no more swatting videos because I don't want to get kicked. Check that attitude, D-Wop. What are you talking about? Check that attitude. Whose attitude I need to check? Oh, y'all drinking wine? I ain't drinking any wine. I need some water, though. It's weird because I don't see all the chats in the StreamYard live. And then if I go into the live, like on Facebook, there's a whole chat community going. There's a whole chat community going in the YouTube. and now I can decide which one. Somebody asked me, why am I allowing? Oh, hey, if you leave me a message or you call me, do you want check your old ego? Oh, check my ego. I got you. I'm picking up what you're saying. People are mad because I played BBT's stuff about. I'll play anybody's stuff. If you want to call and have a conversation with me and you want to be live on the air right now, you got something you want to say to another YouTuber, we're talking about this is a better opportunity to let other YouTubers know without having to swat them. You don't have to swat them. You can just call dad with a phone on them. And some people got mad at me because I let BBT on my I played her phone call with me, but calm down, folks. I tried to talk about swatting today, and I'm getting text messages about that. So I need to check my ego. She said, Abby says, check my ego, but I think she's making fun of Nicole from Bend, Oregon. I can't believe you two did that to me. I was a little upset about that, but and then I saw people in here saying that they've been kicked off YouTube or they haven't been able to live chat or they weren't able to have live chats on their videos. And I was worried about that. Swatting is if you learn from Dad with a Badge today, swatting goes back to the days of Crime Stoppers. And so that's back into the 80s. I thought, I was like, Dad, swatting started with video gaming technology. But truth be told, people used to Crime Stoppers on their own folks back in the 80s with these phone numbers, and you get us stuff. So, yo, ego, check yo ego. Jay is for Justice is in the house tonight. Jay, you should call me up on my stream and come live with me in here. I can invite you, right? Let me see. Invite, copy, clipboard. Jay, if you want to come live, you can come live in here. Or anyone, if y'all want to come live on the StreamYard, y'all can come in live to the StreamYard. I just need to get my headphones ready. So when y'all call in, we'll come in live. You can go live chat with me on StreamYard. All you got to do is copy and paste that. Come on a panel. We'll get a panel started and down with a phone. Get all this drama going. That's when all the drama happens is when you get pan. Oh crap, you don't even have to call. You can just StreamYard in. Any of you YouTube creators out there, I just put it on. I'm gonna put that thing up on my oh, there's let me see here. I put it on the StreamYard, but I didn't put it in YouTube yet. Boom. Now it's on both Facebook and YouTube. If you want to stream in live with Dad, all you got to do is go to that link. You'll have to get approved still, but you can come in. You could be on your computer, on your phone, or whatever. But you can come in on the panel. I got my headphones in, so I'll be able to hear y'all looking like the Unabomber. You know what I'm saying? Looking like the Unabomber. That's what I'm saying. YouTube is crazy lately. So maybe I'll even get I should text old Big Daddy. Not Big Daddy. Dang, how do I get that? I can't get that from my phone though. How do I text him the link? Anyway, if you want to join, you could join. We'll get a little panel going. Got still early, 8:00 out there. Y'all just waking up in the YouTube world. You need to show me some love and hit that thumb. I don't even know how many thumbs up I got. I should double check that. I got 64 thumbs up on YouTube. That hurts me a little bit. Only 4 dislikes. I ain't even liking that. If you want to join me live in the chat right now, I'll bring you in as a panel. People all the time, they were talking about wanting to jump in. So you got the my mom went to grade school with the Unabomber. Where's Smokey? Oh, somebody just connected. Jay just connected. Can I add her? How do I split that up? Are you in there, Jay? Oh, I hear her audio. She's here.
Hey.
Somebody just connected.
It's
Jay just connected.
It's Jay. What's up?
Can I add her? I'll split that up. Are you in there, Jay?
Yeah.
Why am I hearing you from? You got the audio up, girl.
Hey.
Somebody's connected. You got to put your damn headphones on. Oh, you just muted. Now we muted you. Or did you mute? Unmute, Jay? Oh, cannot unmute guest. She's fixing it. She getting it worked out. She trying to work that out right now. Yeah, I'm splitting it over here now. I got my audience working on both sides, Facebook and the YouTube. I don't know what happened to Jay. She's working out her audio issues. She got issues. I think I can unmute her, maybe. Unmute. Can't unmute your guest because they choose to mute themselves. She choose to mute herself. I can't do nothing with that. She'll be back soon enough. She's working out her audio. She has audio issues. I'm trying to work out my video issue now. There we go. Bam.
Are you there?
Oh, now we can hear you.
Okay, sorry about that.
Who was trying to drop a link for
you? You in the background though.
Oh, you are?
I'm sorry. That was me. I had my YouTube up. Oh boy.
Oh, that was your YouTube on.
I'm good now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you loud and clear now. What are you?
Okay, cool. So, not a lot actually.
You didn't do much today?
I didn't, but I did a lot of watching videos and reading things, and I started a new group tonight. There's a new case. This new case of Austin, Texas, and it looks like it's kind of
that girl.
Yeah, that Heidi.
And you got those videos of the husband already.
Dude, it's another Chris Watts. I feel it. I feel it.
Y'all think it's going to happen that way? So tell everybody who's listening right now the lady's name and
okay, so her name is Heidi Bouchard. I think that's how you say it. And her 2 week or 3 week, it's been reported as both, either 2 or 3 week old baby are missing. I have a group on Facebook I can put in the chat. It's Missing Heidi Bouchard and Margot Carey, which is the baby. Theories and Speculations, Austin, Texas. So you saw the raw interview of the fiance, the quote unquote fiance, whose Facebook says single, but they're supposedly engaged. It's a little weird. But I felt like his tears were fake. I really did. I'm going out on a limb, and I'm saying the guy did it. The guy has something to do with those two being missing.
So Jay's putting her prediction out there right now.
I am, and if I'm wrong, I'll be surprised. But seriously, like, you know how it is, D-Wap. Usually it's the boyfriend, the husband, whatever.
Yeah.
And not only that, he was the last one to see her. So you've got, not only do you have the boyfriend and the husband, you know, that makes him probable, but he was the last person to see her alive.
Jeez.
So, I mean, I don't know what you think about that, Mike, but
no, I think that, you know, the same thing with the Patrick Frazee case. The easiest, simplest go-to answer in situations like this is the significant other, the one they're sleeping with, the one they're next to every day.
Just like Dane, right?
Just like Dane, just like Chris, just like Patrick, just like you can go down and down the list.
Absolutely.
I put the link of that Facebook is up there right now, so they can hit that up. If you're in Facebook, you can go to this group. This is the group in which
Oh, the mods did it already?
Oh, I put it up there and then I put it on
Oh,
the
thanks.
banner. So it's on the banner right now in front
That's
of
awesome.
everybody.
We have 600 members already, and I think I started this group just a few hours, like maybe 4 hours ago, 5 hours ago.
Yeah, I saw this case when that guy's interviews showed up on YouTube.
Yeah, what'd you think when you saw it?
Well, I think the video is not available. It's been removed.
It's there somewhere.
I gotta find them. I gotta find it.
Let's watch it.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. I was gonna pull it up and watch it right now.
Yeah, let's watch it because
But I gotta
I
find
saw
it.
it late last night, like in the middle of the night. I had it playing. On my
But the one
phone.
on your group, the link that you have on your group,
Oh, it's not there anymore.
that one is gone. That video is gone. The user brought it down. So let me see here. We gotta find.
I wonder if they're getting struck.
Yeah, I don't know if they're getting struck because it was a. Let me just look up on YouTube and see if I can find it. Because. All right. Yeah. So here's one. We got a breaking full interview. All right. Here's one right here. So let's watch this. StreamYard. Add to screen. Give me Reese's. What are you saying?
You heard that?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm live. You watching? He's like, give me Reese's. I didn't know you could hear that.
Oh, yeah. Everybody heard that. Let me see if I can make this a little bit fuller screen or something. There we go. And then we'll watch this. Take down that. What else I got to do here? Boom. Play.
Okay, sorry, Mike.
Yeah.
Always some shenanigans with Jay.
So I'm playing it right now, but you're gonna have to mute your microphone and listen on YouTube.
Go to work first.
Oh, okay.
And then I do my morning routine, do everything. They start waking up around 6:30. And so like I start waking them up, give them kisses goodbye. I told you I love you, bye. And pretty much I worked all day till about 1 something, and then I got here around 2. I seen her car, walked upstairs. She wasn't here, and her phone was off. So I thought she was at a friend's house because a friend lives in the same complex, so she might be over there with her phone off. So I thought nothing of it, but she was not back yet. So then I went and picked up my son from daycare and brought him home, and he didn't finish, so he told me to grill it for him. And basically, then we after a little bit, I called my dad. He said, "Don't worry about it too much right now." And I called her friends, and she hasn't heard from them. Her friends didn't hear from her, so then I called the cops, and then they came over here. I think it was around 7:30, I think. And ever since then, it's just been trying to reach out, just help. I don't know.
I can hear it, but I don't know if everyone else can hear it.
She's
Y'all
a
let
great
me
mom.
know.
She needs to be back.
So the last time you heard from her was around 8:30?
Yeah, 8, like even probably before then, like 8:15, I would say.
And you called the cops around 7, right?
Yeah, 7-ish. I think it was like 7:15 or yeah, 7:30 maybe, something like that. Yeah.
And just tell me a little bit about Heidi and Marga.
Oh, they're amazing. They're beautiful, loving, loves everybody. She has the best group of friends. Margot is the sweetest. She's only 2-3 weeks old, and man, she has like the cutest little pucker lips. Gorgeous little baby, and we just play. or she does not have. She's not. She couldn't do anything mean. I don't know. Just beautiful people, loving friends, loving family. Everyone's here to support. Uh, I don't know. Like the smallest little baby, she's only 7 pounds. So a teeny tiny, lovable baby. Keeps you warm at night. I don't know.
And Margot's not your only child with Heidi, right?
No, I have a 6-year-old boy named Silas, but she's amazing. Great at sports, great baseball player, does karate. Beautiful little kid as well. So fun, very intelligent, loving, just like his mom. He needs his mom back. He needs her back. Anybody, I don't care if you think it's a lookalike, just call in and help, please.
What have the past, I mean, almost 2 days now? What have those been like for you? Have you guys received a lot of calls? How have you been?
Yes, we received a lot of support. People, I mean, news stations, just random people on Facebook, old friends that I forgot about from like high school. They're like, I'm hoping you're doing okay. So we have a lot of support, and it's just people coming over here and just sitting back and just wishing I could do more, and not knowing what to do is the hardest part because I don't know where she's at. I don't know if she's suffering. I don't know anything, and I can't help. I'm helpless, and that's the worst feeling in the world, is to be helpless. And I know the cops and the investigators are doing their job. They're doing a great job. I just want to do more. It feels like we could do more, and that's where everyone comes in. This is a group, so I'll do it together.
And just, I mean, so talk about, the way that the car was left, the way that the home was left.
Everything was like she was home. I mean, that's why I thought she was at her friend's house. Like she walked to an apartment complex. The car seats upstairs, her purse is upstairs, her ID wallet. There's no signs of her taking the baby. And she would never leave her car door unlocked. Her car door is unlocked, so that's a weird sign. So I don't know anything about that. And her purse is inside her car with all the money still inside of it. Her ID, her cards, her full purse. It's just the only thing gone is her, the baby, her keys, and her cell phone, which has been off since I tried to call her at 1:40.
And her keys, is that her car keys or her
Car
apartment
keys, apartment, mailbox. It's like a set of keys. Yeah.
Weird.
Yes. And she never leaves the car door unlocked. But I mean, she does have a 3-year-old baby, so I don't know. But she would not leave the car door unlocked. I'm a big pusher on that. So I push her to lock everything. So
One of the things we first talked about when you first got here is like obviously there's a lot of scrutiny on you. I mean,
Mhm.
and I imagine that's got to be tough. You're going through this absolute nightmare,
yes,
and then people obviously have to check you off their
yes,
list. That's got to be really difficult.
yeah. It's I mean like I don't even, I just pretty much ignore that. I don't know how to handle it, but like I know it's a question. But I mean I don't I don't know. I don't know how to. I just ignore it because I know it's not true.
Negative.
Yeah, it's negative. So I don't want to. Yeah,
We're trying to be positive and find her. We can't do help anything about what anybody thinks.
yeah. I haven't even seen any comments.
We know
I
what
mean,
we think,
yeah,
and that's all that matters.
And just talk about, you're trying to find her. Talk about things you guys are doing because it seems like you're doing a ton.
yeah. I mean, the first day where I was going through dumpsters over here, just through
yeah.
her keys. Or we just walked around the apartment complex. I sat outside just see any suspicions, anything that was weird. I didn't see anything. I asked, like the next morning, I just sat out here for hours and asked everybody if they seen or heard screaming, anything that was off or suspicious. Everyone's knowing, but I mean, like they're all saying no. And
Check the cameras.
yeah, we went across through HEB. We asking everybody for if they had cams on their car. I don't know. We're just asking all the questions that we can and looking through everything. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's only, I don't know what else to do because it's already the third day and it's getting scary. I don't
We
know.
check the traffic lights at both ends. There's two intersections here, and all they do is if you break a law or you run a light, then they film you. So that wasn't viable. And then we checked all the HEBs. We checked, they I guess they have it on all their stores combined and whatever, and nothing came from that either. So we're still just trying. We have an agency coming tomorrow. I think it's the guy's name is Tim
Miller.
And he has an agency that helps folks. He had the same thing happen to him, and as a result, he's developed a company that has high-tech equipment to go in and do things very quickly and in some views more efficiently than the local police. So he's going to be here tomorrow and help us with a bunch of it, and we're hopeful that he'll come up with something. So it's all state-of-the-art equipment.
How do you deal with this? I mean, you've still got kids at home.
Yes,
How
I
do you deal
haven't
with that?
I haven't told them, but I just try to. I mean, like they're with a separate part of the family right now until we at least get an answer. So that's why I have great support, and they're kind of juggling with them right now while all this is going on over here. So I don't want to put that in their brains yet because I'm an adult and I can not even handle it. So I'm not going to put that in their head. So we know something. They're too young.
What else do you want people to know?
That this is amazing family. I mean, she's so supportive and she just wants to help everybody as well. She wants to help. I mean, she's the most giving person. She only has $4 in bank account and she's still helping somebody out. You know, she's a great person. She wouldn't. She needs to be back. Her son needs her. I need her. Her family needs her. I mean, if any woman with a little baby that kind of looks like her, please just give anybody a call. News 911. I don't care.
We're open to anything.
Anything. Any help. Any help.
Way. Get a hold of Austin PD, or we're soon to have a cell phone number that you can call, and we'll keep everybody posted on that, where people can give tips. We're going to try and get a reward going for information leading to finding her. So that's in the near future.
Thank you so much. Is there anything else that I'm missing?
Just everybody be on board. The more shares, the more likes, comments, any platform that you could do, share. If you don't know me, I don't care. Just put it out there and just let it get around. You don't have to know me. Just post and share as much times as you can. No, it takes 1 second for a family to be happy. Just
So that was one of the interviews that I found live. But
Can I give you my opinion? Because I was biting my tongue the whole time watching that.
Yeah. Tell me what you think.
Okay, so first of all, at the very beginning, when he gives the rundown of like what happened that day and where he was, it sounded scripted to me. Like, I feel like someone who actually did all those things wouldn't tell you in that way. Like, he just gives way too many details and things that are irrelevant. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I saw some things back and forth that he said that were suspicious in that way. I don't want to be quick.
I know I don't want to be either, but I get a feeling from this guy. And like the other thing that bothered me was how his phones rang during this press conference, and they both ignored him. Now, if my fiance was missing and my phone rang, I wouldn't give a damn who I was talking to. I'd be looking, especially if my dad's phone rang after that. I thought that was kind of strange. And then the way he goes from like laughing to crying, he's not consistent. His demeanor isn't consistent. When he talked about his older son, the 6-year-old or whatever, he had a totally different. Did you notice that? Like he had a totally different demeanor, almost like happy when he talked about that little boy.
Yeah, I noticed that was weird to me, the way he actually talked about the little boy and didn't stay focused a little bit on her and
And the baby.
the baby. I mean, I feel both ways. Like listening, that's the first time I've listened to that interview. Some other people are saying there's some other interviews out there. Is that the one that you heard, or did you see other interviews?
The one that I heard was the one you just played.
Okay. I was looking to see if there was any other
Oh, here's another kind of little tidbit. His Facebook profile says single, yet they were supposed to be engaged. I don't know if I said that already.
Yeah, you did say that.
I mean, I don't put too much clout into Facebook status,
yeah,
but
it's
you can't, you can't base it all on that, but I thought that was just kind of interesting.
all right. I did find another interview. So here's
sweet.
another one. So
Okay.
let's
I'm
watch
gonna
this.
mute.
Yeah, let's watch this other interview. Share screen. Doom. Chrome tab. Share audio. Oh, that's not what I want. I want full screen. And I better do this just so we don't get kicked off.
Now I wonder where this one was taken at, because the other one looks like.
Yeah, this is inside a house.
Ah.
So y'all let me know if y'all don't hear audio. Oh,
Yes, it's my fiance. Yes, ma'am. So Shane just gonna talk to you then? Yeah, I look down when I talk. I'm sorry, I'm gonna look down the whole time probably. All right. Yeah.
So just tell us about the day your fiance.
Mike, can you turn it up a little bit?
yeah, I'm gonna try. Let's see here.
That was just a basic Thursday.
Why?
We basically have a.
That's as loud as it will go there.
I get up around 6 a.m. and pretty much hit the snooze button a couple times, and then I finally wake up around 6:15, drink some water, wake up the kids around 6:30, wake up Heidi and Silas right before I leave. So like once I got them up on Thursday, it was kind of a later morning. It was around 6:40 whenever I got them up, and because it was Heidi's first day to actually take Margot by herself with Silas. So pretty much gave Heidi a kiss, the baby kiss, and Silas a kiss. Said have a wonderful day. Left the apartment. Went to work, and then she takes the kids to school. And she was making lunch, like right before I left. She took the kids to school. I don't know. So at around 8 o'clock, she called me. I answered the phone like right before I got in my truck. I work for Unicorn Moving, so she called me around 8, and she told me that she went to the book fair. She bought 3 books. Cost about $25. It was amazing. Like she couldn't wait to read to Silas. And I told her I love you, goodbye. And this is hard.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't know who's doing this interview, but
so I don't know right now.
People are gonna have a heyday with this because of the way he's acting. If he's innocent, it's just crazy.
And let me know if you want me to move on to another question.
No, it's a good question. This is just a weird situation right here. So I don't know. I'm not, I don't know. She's just an amazing mom. I don't know. I don't know. I need to stand up. I don't know. I can't sit here. This is like making me so. I feel funny.
You want to stand up?
There's like light. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not getting the situation. Yeah.
Yeah, we can stand up. Hey, I'm gonna just reframe a little bit. See, like he wants to stand up. Let's just take a second.
Interesting.
So we've been living in Austin. We moved from Louisiana.
Oh, this is he starts swaying back and forth.
5 years
If
ago.
he
Oh my
starts,
God.
if he's gonna
He's
start,
doing
sw-
So we've been living here.
he's gonna
Doing
sway
the
back
Chris
and
Watts
forth.
sway.
4 or 5
The
years.
Chris Watts sway.
Yeah, he's gonna sway.
Came from Louisiana. Long story short, my ex-wife
Oh, look at this.
with my beautiful daughter Addison.
Oh man.
Came
Oh,
down
bro.
here
Told you.
since my dad got cancer. He's cancer free now. That's not the main story, but yeah.
Whoa.
So we just kind of we're on the pipeline traveling.
Yeah, his brain isn't allowing him to think about
Moved back to
this.
Austin, all my family's here.
Right.
So he's trying to go somewhere else.
Okay.
He's nervous as fuck.
Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry.
No, you're doing great.
Okay.
They stopped him from
I
swaying.
want you to look for items
Yeah.
to look
It's
good.
all right. Yeah, thank you.
Wow, this is bizarre.
So yeah, we moved down here about 5 years ago, and yes, I found amazing friends. I started. Oh, this is so hard. I can't pick up the phone.
That thing's not really.
I know I can't. You said I made any friends?
You're from Austin.
Yeah. So okay, so it's like I'm originally from Austin. Like I went to Leander High School. So I
Pick up the phone and just hold it.
just hold it. Okay, it's kind of down here. Yeah.
And try to talk to your dad. Yeah.
Yeah. So I basically went to Leander High School. I like already have friends over here, and they've been supportive since what happened with Heidi and Margot. It's hard to look up.
Oh man, this.
But,
This is really bad.
People don't do good on camera.
there's nobody. No, we have a loving and great family. Heidi has great friends. She's the most awesome person in the world. Loving mom. She supports everything everybody does. She could have like $4
Scripted.
and just still want to give. So she's a great person. So is Margot, our beautiful 3-week-old daughter. So yeah, there's no enemies. There's nothing that would be negative or anybody would want to harm us at all. No.
And was Heidi, the morning she went missing, was her demeanor any different?
Do you want to please?
Acting normal?
No, I'm good.
Monday?
Yeah. What's that? I'm
The
sorry.
morning Heidi went missing, did her demeanor seem any different, or was it, just like a regular day for her too?
It was a regular day. So like what I was trying to explain.
Make sure you drop that phone down a little bit.
Okay. So like what I was trying to explain, it was a normal day. It was I woke up at 6. I pretty much do my 30 minutes of my routine, like before I get them up. I get a little extra 30 minutes of sleep, and then I get them up, and then my fiance Heidi wakes up with the kids, and we start making lunch, or she started making lunch, and I kiss them goodbye, tell them I have a great day at school, and then I pretty much leave for work. And then once I get to work, by the time she drops them off, I'm like getting in my trucks around like 7:40, 7:45, and we always make contact like right before I get in my truck and then go to work, which I just went to the book fair, and they just bought 3 books. It's like $25. And she couldn't wait to read to Silas whenever Silas got home. We just bought 3 brand new books, which is right here inside the house. And that's the last time I actually made contact with her.
Okay, so we just go ahead, let's drop that phone down a little bit. Try to talk to your dad.
Okay.
Take it maybe like a step or 2 closer to the camera.
Okay.
I know it's tough.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
It doesn't feel natural.
No, I know.
at all.
I know. I'm
It's
sorry.
like it doesn't feel natural.
I know.
Okay. What's the next question?
Yeah. Could you just talk a little bit more about when and where was the last time you saw Heidi?
Yeah, it was actually like before I left this morning at 6:40. I left the house at 6:40. Yeah. I left the house. I'm gonna look at the light. I left the house at 6:40. And that's the last time I spoke.
I got a hat on indoors, Paulie.
My son. Dude, I can't. This is weird.
I know.
So you're moving my dad. You're moving like I can't be professional. I'm not. This is, dude. Okay, I'm gonna call you back or something. I don't know what to do, man. You make me nervous.
Do you
I don't know.
Do you want to try a different
I just
phone?
want to be natural, man.
This is actually
This is not
bad.
I don't know.
Yeah. Try and look at the camera, whatever you want to look at.
Just whatever you want.
This interview is a disaster.
Yeah, the fact that this all got published is terrible for
It's
him.
it really is. It really isn't even fair.
Because part of me goes, I would be feeling the same way. I'd be kicking these cameras out, saying I'm done. The other part of me says I'm asking for all the help I can.
Right. It's hard to judge.
Like missing right now, like is her cell phone there? Anything valuable missing?
There's nothing valuable missing. Her purse and her wallet and everything was up here. Her cell phone is missing. It's been turned off. Whenever I pulled up around 1:40, it's just been off since then. So, like the car seat, everything is upstairs. There's no signs of anything.
Right. And how long have you and Heidi been together? I mean, as long as you've known her, has she ever disappeared before? Has she ever, just
No.
Gone off the grid?
No, ma'am.
Like that?
She would never disappear. She is an amazing mom. She'll never. We have a 6-year-old son named Silas, beautiful kid. She would never leave him. She would never do this. She wouldn't do this.
To confirm a couple of details, so how old is
Margot, she was born on the 26th of November. So 3 weeks. 3 weeks. About 3 weeks.
Okay, and this is one of my last questions, but if you could say anything to Heidi right now, like if she was gonna watch the newscast, what would you want to tell her?
I want to tell her to please come home. Your family's here. She wouldn't do this. I'm not telling her this. I'm telling her to say for the family. She has a beautiful kid. She has a beautiful family. Beautiful dog named Zeus. She would not do this by herself. She would not be doing this. This is definitely something that happened that was wrong. So anybody that could share, post, do anything, 1 second helps to save a beautiful family, beautiful kid. Just anything you could do. Just reach out. If you don't know me, I don't care. if you see the post, if you see this news, reach out, keep your eyes open. You just be open-minded. Anything suspicious, do anything you can to help. Please. This is it's a 3-week-old baby out there.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know she was 3 weeks old.
And a son that's missing her mom.
Oh my gosh.
And if you could say anything to the person that she and Margot might be with, what would you say to
I
them?
didn't know she was 3
Her,
weeks
Margot,
old.
my what? I'm sorry.
If you could say anything to, the person that she might be with, like the person, because you said she wanted to do this on her own. So
Okay.
if you could say something to the person who may be involved,
If you're involved, I don't care. Set her to the side. She'll find her way home. Just bring her home safe, or put her somewhere safe. Her and the baby, just feed the baby. She's only 3 weeks old, so just find a way. You won't be in trouble. Just drop her off. She has a beautiful family. Drop her off anywhere. I don't care. Just make sure she's safe and okay, and the baby's okay. And then right away. I don't know what. I just want her home safe. It doesn't have to be here. Just drop her off somewhere safe. If it is somebody, just please come home. Or drop her off at my doorstep. I don't care. Just bring my family home.
All right, Jane. Well, that was all of my questions. If there's anything else that you wanted to say or wanted to talk about, anything that I missed?
No, just I love you, Heidi. I love you, Margo. Just anybody that could support us in any way possible. I'm about to be off. So, there's any support, any old friends, share, post, like, anything.
Oh, come on,
Contact
dude.
anybody if you see her. Just do whatever you can. We definitely appreciate it. I think it's, I don't know.
Well, Shane, thank you for taking out the time to speak with us and for doing a very difficult interview. We greatly appreciate it.
Oh man. I just killed that interview. Sorry about that, guys, but it's over with. I want to play one more other thing here while we're sitting here watching this. And you tell me what you think, because I'm looking at this and it looks a lot like this is what it looks like. And I'm not going to leave the audio up, but
We have to see the video of Chris on the front porch before they were found. Yeah, the Chris Watts interview with the Denver News. That was his demise. That was.
But look at even there, he's got that sway on.
Yeah.
And
This guy, a lot of things he said too reminded me of Chris Watts, like, she went with a friend, or the things that he's gonna miss, his baby's pucker lips, and things like that. It's just it's a weird thing to say when your baby's missing. Like Chris Watts was already talking about missing turning on their rain machines at night, and missing watching them cuddled up on their little couches watching bubble guppies or whatever the hell it's called. Like, he was already like reminiscing on things that these little girls did, and they were only gone for 24 hours at that point.
yeah,
Those are just kind of weird things to focus in on when they're just missing and you claim you don't know where they are. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's the thing, and it's the same thing this guy's doing. Yeah, he's doing the same thing. He's deflecting. His brain's not letting him process the things that he wants to. Um, well, like I just want to be natural. Well, it's not
Right.
you're not in a natural situation, but he just didn't want to. I don't know. Again, I don't want to be the freaking man. I hate to crucify the guy before he gets
Yeah,
his
I'm not
day.
looking to crucify him, but I will say, because if I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong, but I will say that, the odds are that it's him. I mean,
No, the odds are in his favor. If you're asking anyone, if you're saying, "Hey," I
just the
guess
fact that he's her fiance,
so. Some
he's the
facts,
number one suspect.
and there's a guy online. I don't know who this guy is. Maybe you know who this guy is. Do you know who Brana Moxley is?
I do not.
So he did a video called "Breaking News." Heidi, is that's her name, right? No, yeah,
Yeah.
Heidi Bros. How do you say the last name? Do you know how to say the last name?
Bruchard.
Richard. Okay,
I think
that
it's
looks
Bruchard.
right. So he has a video up, and he talks about a friend of hers that is speaking out, saying that this she may have had a or was looking into getting a restraining order against this guy. So it would be interesting. I haven't watched the whole thing. Somebody just emailed it to me and said, take a look at this video. I'm not going to put him up online because I don't know him, but he's on YouTube. You can check it out. Breaking news, Heidi Brosword. It looks like he has about 2,000 subscribers, so that if you go over there, you'll know you're at the right place. But it says breaking news on this story, and I guess I could put the link up somehow. But he gives a little bit more info, so there may be some other info out there. The other thing that this guy says is, "Hey, if you want to get a hold of me, get a hold of me." And so, if someone has a way to get a hold of this guy, y'all send me his number and we'll call him up and talk to him if that's been posted, or if any of you crazies out there have a way to get his info. We'll call him and see if there's been any update, just like we did with Dane. It's weird that who's the one who initiated that she was missing? Was it him?
I'm not sure how it all started. I didn't catch that, but I'm sure somebody here knows the answer to that question.
Yeah, somebody.
I ended up just catching that interview, and I was watching or listening to it rather at like 3 a.m. I was trying to fall asleep, and I just kept thinking, oh my god, like I have so much to say about this, but I'm effing tired to even pick up my phone and like share it to the group and comment. But there was just so many things that went through my head as I watched that, listened to the audio. It was kind of interesting to actually hear it without seeing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if you just listen without
if you just listen. Yeah, and like what we did with the Chris Watts interview is we played it.
I'm getting swatted.
Stop it, Mike.
I'm teasing.
Oh my god.
I'm getting swatted by these.
All of a sudden his numbers jump up to like 800 people in here.
These punk kids. These punk kids just swatted me.
D-Web's being swatted by teenagers.
Yeah.
No, but there was so many things that, just reminded me of.
Okay, so somebody says he called the cops when he got off work after searched the complex. Yeah, he does say that.
He wasn't arrested today. I want to correct that person in chat. He was not arrested as far as we know. It's not being reported. However, there is an email from somebody, a guy, who claims to be her boyfriend on the side. And he emailed, and there's a YouTube video about it. This guy reads the email he received from this guy or something. I haven't seen it yet. I was sent the link, and I haven't watched it yet. But
if you
there's a lot going on behind the scenes with this D-Wop.
Yeah, there's definitely something up with what he's, how he's working with it. If you type this link in, Jay has started a group on Facebook about this case, so you can go and follow this Facebook link. And I'll throw it in
Thanks.
the
Yeah.
chat as well, so that you can go follow if you want to know more about this case too. It's going to be
I
interesting.
mean, I really hope this girl is okay. But you know what, Mike? It's like, what woman is going to leave her purse, her money, her credit cards, her car, and leave with a 2-3 week old baby with no supplies? You're just going to take off and your phone is off and you took your keys with you. It makes zero sense, dude. This guy is guilty as hell.
No, they're definitely. And then Michelle says there's a presser tomorrow. Or
Oh, okay.
correct.
What time is that at?
She put a question mark up there, so maybe it was a question like, "Is there a presser tomorrow?"
Oh, not that I've heard yet, but I'm sure it'll be shared in that group.
This thing just took off in the last 48 hours, though, right?
Yeah, she's been gone for a week.
So, okay, we know it's going to take. It takes a few days for them to actually do an official. They can. Person can be missing for a minute, before they're going to do,
especially an adult, right?
Yeah. And the question is what are her parents? Where are her parents at? Where are her family at? And what's going on with them? If he's initiating all this, I mean,
I'm actually in conversations with one of her friends, and I'm working on getting an interview with her. I don't want to jump the gun, but I'm thinking maybe tomorrow. 10 a.m. tomorrow. I don't know what. That must be Central Time because they're in Texas. So it looks like it's 10 a.m. Central Time tomorrow.
So you're talking to somebody tomorrow?
No. That's when the press. Oh, the press conference.
Oh, the presser.
Tomorrow. She's been missing since 12/12. But no, I've been talking to one of my people has been talking to one of her friends. Yeah.
So today's the 16th, and she went missing on the 12th. So, it's out there. I mean,
He has a GoFundMe up too, as well. That her family has not shared, condoned, outright, like said, yes, we approve this GoFundMe. But he has a GoFundMe up, and not very many people are donating. I went and looked at it just a little while ago, and he's got like $1,000, and he wants like 10,000.
Huh?
Yeah.
What's his? I'm gonna go find it right now. Yeah, I'm trying to go find it.
Yeah, let me see if I can't find that. Go back in my history and find that link. It's very sus.
It says Landry. Oh no, the Landry Brossard family. Yeah, he's got 2,000. Actually, he's got.
You found it.
23. Well, let me just see here. No, this is not it. This is that's a Broadsworth family reunion GoFundMe. But it's their last name.
So how do you spell it? BROU?
BROUSSARD. I only found one GoFundMe result, and it's the Landry Brosley family reunion. A big thank you, because they raised $2,300.
Oh, it wouldn't have her name in it, I don't think. I think it would be him. What's his name? Shane.
I don't know.
Shane. What's his last name?
Why wouldn't it be her name?
I don't know.
Why wouldn't?
I can't remember the title of it, but where's chat?
Did chat disappear?
Braun Moxley. Wait, what's that?
Well, Moxley's that kid who did that one YouTube I just talked about.
Thank you,
Shane Carey.
Carey,
right? All right, let's look at Shane Carey GoFundMe.
See if it comes up that way.
Fundraiser Shane Christian. No. Boom. Nothing. Oh, wait. I got 87 results.
Sent me that damn link. I get so much stuff. I lose track of where I get it.
Yeah, I don't see it
It was
either.
pretty interesting though. I didn't actually read the whole GoFundMe, so I want to show it to you.
Somebody's calling him Ty Carey. Christy called him Ty Carey.
Ty.
But did he have her picture? Was it like a picture of her and the baby?
I remember I just down look at how he
I thought it was strange how he was like, share, contact. But you know, I mean, that's what they did in the Kelsey Barrett case. That's what her mom did at the press conference, you know, like the friends of Kelsey, you know, and so. Oh, for my son Shane says for is the GoFundMe. So for my son Shane. For my son Shane.
thank you. See, they always know what's up.
Preparing Shane for high school. Hi there, my name is Shelly. No. Helping me. Friends. I still don't see it though. It's a Facebook fundraiser, is what they're saying. I don't know. Now I'm confused. Y'all got me all confused. Somebody just sent me a link. We'll see what's up. Oh, here we go. Shane Carey, my son Shane's personal emergency fund. $100 raised for 10,000. Shane Carey. So somebody sent me like a Facebook picture of it. It's not really a link that I can go to. It's just a picture of the Facebook link. Something like that. But people are texting me, so who knows what's coming in. Did I lose you, Jay? Are you still around? You're still here. She's on mute, though. Boom, boom. You're cutting in and out, but somebody put that. Oh,
can you hear
there.
me?
Yeah, I hear you now. You just went dark for a sec. Man, I don't know.
Yeah, I think
hope
the GoFundMe is strange. I think his behavior is strange.
Yeah, and he sounded like there was. He sounded like there was like other family members that were helping him. You know,
in the first video, that was his dad.
Yeah, so his dad was sitting next to him. Man, that's like the whole Dane thing.
Yeah. Very weird.
What is her name again? People are asking. Her name is Heidi.
Heidi Burchard.
Heidi Burchard. The information we have on her is that. Let me see here. If there's any. We found Heidi Burchard looking for. Huh. Why is there a Snoops on her already?
Austin. I mean, well, Blair, you have to look at it from common sense standpoint too. Boyfriend, husband, fiance, whatever the hell you want to call them, they're automatically suspect number one. That's the first person they're going to look at. That's the first person they're going to sit down with, regardless, because that is what I don't know what the odds are, but they're pretty high that it's going to be a significant other. And then equate that with his behavior, with all of these other things we're taking in. And, you know, I don't think it's, I mean, we're here to speculate. We're not damning the guy. We're not wanting him hung. We're just speculating.
Shoot, these kids will have him hung by the end of the night if we allow it.
You're so right, but we're here to keep them in check.
They will have none of that if we allow them to do that nonsense. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. This is who we're talking about right here, and that's the craziness
that's
about
the baby's little pucker lips.
Yeah, and so This is the mother and daughter missing out of Austin, Texas. There's not a ton of information on her. Mom and baby still missing after mysteriously vanishing from their home in broad daylight. A Texas father is pleading for information on the whereabouts of his infant daughter and her mother. Both mom and baby mysteriously disappeared Thursday morning. So Thursday the 12th. Heidi Brunsword was last seen, or Brunsrard. I don't know how she says her name. Burchard was last seen dropping her son off at Conway Elementary School in Austin on Thursday morning at around 7:50 a.m. Friends said she dropped her son off at a book fair at the school. Authorities said Burchard and her 2-week-old daughter, Margaret, likely returned home afterwards. At the club at Summer Valley Apartments off of West William Canyon Drive and South First Street, but at some point disappeared. The apartment complex is around 3 miles away from the elementary school. At around 6 p.m., the elementary school contacted the boy's father, Shane Carey, and said no one picked up the child. Carey, who is also the father of Margaret, subsequently contacted 911. Carey told CBS Austin he last spoke to Heidi at 8 a.m. on Thursday. He arrived home from work at around 2 p.m. on Thursday and didn't see Heidi or baby Margaret. Heidi's car and purse were left behind. Casey also said the baby's... Okay, so somebody messed up. His last name's Carey, but they say Carey also said the baby's belongings were left behind. There were reportedly no signs of struggle in the home. According to an interview with Fox, Carey said Heidi's phone is unaccounted for. He said when he tried to call her, it went straight to voicemail. APD, Austin Police Department's news release on Twitter. Please call 911 immediately if you have any information about the whereabouts of Heidi and 2-week-old Margaret Carey.
Just say Heidi B. Just say Heidi B.
Can I say Heidi B? And so
Heidi B. Yes.
It's official as far as Austin PD has put out a release. It's official. This guy's doing news reports and pleading for help. Now the problem is what happens from these things, like so many of them just go unfollowed up, and I know that the police are going to do what they can, but it really is up to the interweb. Trying to get another picture of
And Glarer, maybe you're right. Maybe I shouldn't be saying he's guilty, but that's just my prediction.
Yeah, I understand the difference. We are following these things, and there is a little speculation involved, and there's no.
Yeah.
But he does look guilty. I mean, I'm not going to say he doesn't look guilty because he does look guilty. In a sense of if you're just asking me straight up, because one, he's talking, and I don't know, but I bet you, that the Austin PD didn't tell him to go out and do interviews, and so I'm always weary with these guys who are doing interviews. So that's the release that Austin PD put out, and if you got any information, call 911.
I mean, I just think that we all know that he's innocent until proven guilty, right?
Yep.
We all know that, but like in the true crime community, that's what we do. We speculate, we theorize, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. And there's nothing wrong with changing your mind. That's why it's so crazy to watch throughout the Watts case. And now people say, well, in the beginning, you believed Chris Watts that Shanann could have hurt them. And like, you're not allowed to change your mind. I mean, this isn't personal. We're following the case. You know,
Jay's just convicting him online tonight, guys. Y'all just don't listen to her. She's lying like a fool. She said this is Chris Watts' brother. So what Natalie asked a good question. Like, he says he was home at 2 p.m. The school doesn't call him until 6 p.m., but his wife's car is at the apartment complex. Her stuff is there. So why did he not think where was she? Did they, that's the question. Do they live together? They've got 2 kids together. So why didn't he know before 6 p.m.?
yeah. Why wasn't he like, her car's here? It's been all day long. She has a 2-week-old. And why didn't the school notify him until 6? That seems awfully late for a school.
Yeah, so it depends on how old that kid is. Did he say?
I think he's like 6.
Okay.
So if he didn't show up to school, they should have been calling.
That's the
house in
hours,
the
right?
morning.
That's no, 6 p.m. So, I mean,
Yeah,
you're
they should have been
talking.
calling in the morning when he was absent. You know how they do that? They call and check.
No, he wasn't absent. She dropped him
he never
off.
came home.
She dropped him off. That
You're
was
right.
when
Okay,
she was
you're
last
right.
seen
You're
him.
right.
Yeah.
That looks fair. And then
So
he
she-
couldn't-
So
what?
she got dropped off, or she dropped off the boy, and then went
He never
home
was
because
picked
her
up.
car. So he never was picked up. So the question is,
So it was like daycare or something, like after school care or
yeah. So
latchkey or something.
yeah, but what you have to say is, so he did all of this. If he did do this, if this is him, like if we're going to say this is him and we're going to go down that road, you have to understand he did this all in one day and called 911 at the end of the day, because she takes the son, she drops the son off, she then goes home because her belongings are at the house. She has the baby with her. She disappears from the apartment complex.
And he is where? At work?
Well, he gets home from work at 2:00. And so somebody just said they messaged me the fundraiser. I'll check that out, Aaron. He gets home at 2:00, but doesn't do anything. He doesn't call anybody. He's not looking for her. And he says that she could have been over at someone's house in the apartments. Now, the question would be, does she have any friends in the apartments? Because even though you live in apartment complexes, most people in apartment complexes don't even know their neighbors. And so the question would
someone
be,
who lives on the other side of the complex. Was it someone she knew prior? Or
yeah,
did she meet from living there? And that's kind of a likely story too. It could work in that favor where it's like, oh, well, I don't know what apartment that she lives in. I just know that she knew a girl that lived, on that side.
yeah, any of those stories would work.
Just like Casey Anthony and the whole babysitter. Oh, she lives in this apartment complex. She lives, oh, the apartment's empty that she supposedly lives in. She said that about her babysitter. It's kind of the same. It's the same, just you can't pinpoint it.
Look at this stupid
It's like
text.
a wild goose chase.
I just got a dumb text.
Ooh, what's it say?
I'm about to show y'all right now. Let me see here. How do I make this go one? Yeah, there we go. Look at this dumb text these people send me. This is the girl from. I like her. She can still send me voice.
See it. It's so bright.
I know. I'm gonna fix it. She keeps sending me messages, or like she keeps sending me. Look at this.
Ms. Oregon is gonna chew your Colorado ass tomorrow.
So y'all know. Look at these text messages this lady sends me.
Who
Look
is
at this.
that?
They're like freaking books. Wait. Look. Oh, I just gave her number away. She's gonna love me for that.
Doxed her.
I just doxed her. That's Nicole from Oregon that keeps leaving me crazy messages.
But that's her? She doesn't even know how to spell her own state?
Oh, I guess so. That's what she said.
I don't think she's from Oregon.
But that,
she know how to spell it.
Well, then call that number and see if that's a spoof number. It's
well,
like
I can tell you
Oregon.
the area code. I don't think that's Oregon.
Yeah, it's her. It's Nicole from Oregon. It's a 519 area code.
That's Ontario, Canada. That's a Canada number.
Oh wait, this is somebody totally else.
Oh my God, I can't. You're gonna have Nicole chewing your ass for real now.
No, no, somebody's gonna chew my ass. I thought that was her. Maybe it wasn't. Well, all these people leave me messages like I don't know. I tell them to, so they need to leave me good messages to put up. Somebody gonna chew
Check.
my ass tomorrow.
Check your ego.
Check my ego at the door, kids. Said she's been for 10 years.
Yes, this is gonna be an interesting case to follow for sure. I don't know. I
It will
I hope
be.
she's
Are
okay
you
in
gonna
that
follow this one through?
Yeah, man, I'm all on it. I'm all
She's on it.
So hopefully tomorrow I will be able to talk to one of her friends and kind of maybe learn more about Heidi.
Give me his number.
Shit, I wish I had it. I would. You know I would.
No, we'd be
You'd be
called.
if I get a comment with the number like I did with Dane, you know you'll be the first person I call.
Yeah, we're gonna.
I'll be like, D-Wop, you need to make a phone call.
Have man, that's a whole nother like that one case. That's the one thing like is weird to me is what happened with Jepsy. That
Right.
thing took a weird turn for me. It was a weird situation, but anyway.
But yeah, so that's what I'm working on right now.
When's your first live about this? When are you gonna put a live out? Somebody asked me just now, Jay. Somebody just said
When am I going live about this?
Yeah, when are you gonna do a live about this? Sometime tomorrow, Jay said. Make sure to go over and like Jay is for Justice. What?
Is my audio cutting in and out for you?
A little bit, but not bad.
Yeah. I gotta check my internet.
I'll probably end up following a little bit just because there's some video out there, and then I'm gonna see if we can track this dude down. Either
Yeah, we're gonna
through
put Mike on the back side of things.
yeah,
Tracking people down.
Well, I just want to see about. We should be able to follow him through the GoFundMe. Somebody just sent me the GoFundMe via.
Yeah, whoever created that can definitely lead
down the road somewhere.
Yes.
But
yeah, we'll both be covering this. It's interesting.
It will be interesting to see because of the way, again, anytime someone's going to go live and do something like that on camera, and man, they really rawed him out with that raw video getting released. That was a terrible thing.
What media was that? What media source was that?
I don't know. It could have been anyone because they were just sent a camera. So what happened there, how that happened, and the way it's set up is they set a cameraman, right? And then they had a caller call in interview. And so if it was me, I would say that this thing was probably a pool thing because somebody got a hold of the raw video because they put that raw video up. And so that means it was probably a media pool situation where like they were like, okay, we're going to send one guy, but then everybody's going to use this interview. And so that's how that information got up online because somehow it went out to media people and they, yeah, because it's the raw vid. They have the raw video straight up. Oh, nope. One video is pulled. Somebody sent me already. One video has been pulled. So, yeah, there's people that are trying to pull that one video from indoors already on YouTube.
Maybe he got a lawyer.
Well, and that would be an interesting thing if they're going to do awesome mother 3-week-old Mark something. Yeah, so somebody sent me this earlier today, or that was on Sunday. They sent me a message about this case. Sent VM, so that was yesterday. The question will be what that press conference is about tomorrow, because that's the ongoings of, hey, we're moving forward with this, we're going to get a warrant for this. But I'm sure that law enforcement has already gone through the House. So what you have to understand is if he did this, he did it all in one day because it was only a 1 day span that everything until 911 was called. So it wasn't like 3 days. It wasn't 5 days. It was a 1 day thing that he tried to, if he did this. And so It'll be interesting because you can't really hide stuff that quickly.
Mm. No, you can't. You can try.
Well, and they're going to be able
Like
to
Chris,
see.
half-ass, you know.
Yeah, it'll be.
I just put the link to the group in the chat so everybody can join.
Oh, perfect. Link into the chat for the Facebook group. Perfect. I wish I could hit that from let me see.
No. Are you looking at StreamYards?
I am on StreamYard, yeah.
Like on their chat? You can't
Yeah.
see.
I can see your
can't-
link, but I can't click on it.
Yeah, you can't click on it, and you can't see who your moderators are either.
Yeah.
And you can't see when they tweet things. That's the only things I don't like. Like,
I like it because
full
I'm
picture, but-
simulcasting right now. So like I'm going live to Facebook and YouTube right now, which I like.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I don't have to do.
Are you doing that through the StreamYards or?
Yeah, doing that through StreamYards. And
I
so
haven't done the simulcast yet.
you got to get away from the free thing though. So you have to pay for your StreamYard.
Yeah, I did. I actually did just pay.
Oh, if you just did that, then you're good to go. Yeah, so you could hook it into either your Facebook page or your Facebook group if you wanted to. You know, for you it might be better just to go to YouTube. For me it doesn't matter. I just want to get the message out there. So depending on what you want to do and how you're, cuz you do super chats and stuff, which if you go through Facebook, it doesn't give people the option to give super chats,
Right.
So I just did it because I don't have to. I can just put my PayPal up and it goes to both places.
Yeah.
Man, people keep texting me.
The link.
I got a phone number. I got a phone
No
number
way.
for Shane. I got a phone
No,
number for
you
Shane.
don't.
Yes, I do. I'm gonna call it right now.
Oh shit.
3. So I don't want to say it out loud.
Debbie, if you go to J is for Justice podcast group, the link is in there too to the group.
So I got Shane's phone number right here. I'm about to call
let's
it.
do it.
All right, let me just see. What time is it here? It's 9. It's 10 o'clock in Texas. If my wife was missing,
He should be awake.
I can't memorize this. Her name's Heidi, right? Yeah.
And the baby's is Margot. We were saying Margaret or something.
Margot.
It's Margot.
Margot and Heidi.
So it's baby Margot.
They've probably been getting phone calls. If it was that quick if I was that quick to get his number, they're probably on him pretty quick, which means he probably won't answer at 10 o'clock, 10:15 at night.
The wireless customer you are calling is not available. Please try again later.
Yeah, so I think that's a good number.
It's not disconnected, yeah.
No, it's not. That's a good number because it has the address. Wait, well, does it? Huh. May also be known. Looks like it should be the guy. Looks about age 30. He's 80. He's 33 years old. I got his Yahoo email address, his phone number. It does show that this guy, that might have been him. It very possibly was him because
he's just not answering.
He's not answering. But
and it sounds like he doesn't have a voicemail.
Sounds like we might be having to make some phone calls during the day and see if we can get him to answer during the day. So
yes. Maybe tomorrow after that press conference.
Yeah. What time was that press conference at?
Someone said 1 o'clock. or maybe yeah,
He might.
after it.
We better get it before that press conference because he might be
Before
busy. He might be busy after the press
tomorrow
conference.
morning. Tomorrow.
He might be busy after the press conference. Is all I'm
You're
saying.
right. You're right.
He might be unavailable after the press conference. So we got to be. Heidi's 33, so sounds about right. Yeah, he's in jail. Someone said.
See, I heard that, but I Googled it and I did
Maybe,
unless they
maybe
know him
that's
or her.
maybe that's maybe that's why all those videos are getting jerked. The DA's on it. Let's see
Could
here.
be
Shane.
evidence.
Let's see here.
Oh, it's someone's saying 10, someone's saying 1. I don't know.
Shane Carey arrested. Let me just see. Arrested was Shane Alexander Carey. The 31-year-old Carey was arrested by Knox County law enforcement. The 31-year-old Carey was. When was this posted? No.
Not him.
No, that's somebody else. A different time. Different time, different place.
Same name.
Same name, but I'm just double checking. No, I don't think so. I think if he was arrested, the people who just sent me his phone number would be able to find that out pretty quickly, and those people will tell me if he's been arrested, and we'll find that out because those arrest records go up pretty quickly, and they're public records, so they're not hard to find if you know what you're looking for and how to look. So if anybody finds out that he and can confirm that, especially people that send me info.
Yeah, and people. If you're, digging into this, join the group and share what you find. Share your findings. I know, you can check Instagram, Twitter, see if they all have accounts. I know her Facebook was there, but it was pretty scarce what you could see on it.
Somebody just said, wow, somebody's trying to record. Of course they're already recording. You already seen those videos of me pop up today from other YouTubers.
Oh my God, I can't even.
They pulled the vault out today,
They
girl.
did. They opened up the vault and pulled out a dad with a phone.
All of a sudden, people are emailing me this clip, and they're like, "When was this?" And I was like, "Well, I don't know, but that's not the whole clip. It's probably a long ass video." I was like, "But it's sweet that I'm glad people are shouting my name."
Yeah,
again.
sorry about that.
That was all your
that
fault.
got brought out, I think. Mm-hmm.
That's all your fault. Anyway,
that was like one of the best clips, though. I thought it was.
Hey, everybody was over at Makeup Mobster this morning.
I heard
everybody was in that chat.
I
were there for a second.
Mm-hmm. I was there for.
I was there, and then I left.
But then I went to the beach, so.
And then I came back.
That took
yeah, the beach.
Well, I heard it was on for a long time.
Yeah, she was going for a minute, and like everybody showed up, so it was fun because there was some other YouTubers in there, so it was all fun. Oh, what was it about? Yeah, and I don't normally get involved in chat. I'll go creep in some shit and say hello, but I got up involved in that one for sure. That was kind of. It was actually kind of fun. It was fun. It was fun.
Well, good. I'm glad you had fun over there.
She was nice to me.
She's been respectful to me as well. Yeah.
Not everybody in that chat was nice, but
I'm sure
most of the people. Most people. Did anyone catch what he said he did for work? I'm curious why he got home at 2 p.m. Weird work hours. He said he worked for someone. He did say he worked for a certain company. And
you bet your ass they verified that if he was at work.
Oh yeah, if he said he was at work, the news has already checked on that one.
Yeah, that was the first thing they did.
Somebody said, Jay, post your link again.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to.
I'll also stick it up there, right there. If you can type it, you can type it. It's right there in front of you too. So
It's
you can,
actually the group is called Missing Heidi Bouchard, Margot Kate. Is it Casey? Is that the last name?
I don't know. You didn't, but you didn't do it right. Then it's Carrie.
Or Carrie? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So Margot,
I'm
Carrie, and then it says theories and speculations, and the title is in all caps.
yeah. So just so for all you people that can't figure things out in life, that's what it looks like when you get there. So you'll find your stuff. That's what the group looks like on Facebook. So you can go there, join that group on Facebook. Whoever came up with that name is crazy. Did you come up with that, Jay?
What?
That's like way too long.
Well, it has keywords in it. Do what?
Keywords, huh? Keywords it is. So,
Oh shoot! All right. Well, I'm gonna hop off here.
all
I've
right,
got some things to do, but
go do some
it was
work.
nice chatting with you. Yeah, I'll
All
talk to you
right.
tomorrow about this.
Yep, I'm gonna go search your group right now and see if there's any new news.
All right. See you guys.
All right, we'll see you. There's a high grit search party with the public group that shall join this group if any of you are interested in joining the search party. Austin Police Department posted this. The disappearance of Heidi and Margot is still a very active and ongoing investigation. Unicorn Moving Company is what he said he worked for. Unicorn Moving Company. So this right here is directly from the APD. So if you can always look at that and make information to that directly. So boom, boom. Well, that's another mom missing. That sucks. Sucks. Thank you guys for joining tonight. Thank you for sticking around for a little show with Dad with the phone and Dad with the badge turned Dad talking about another case, another woman missing. Whew, that's craziness. My house is quiet. It's 9:30 at night. What do y'all guys want to talk about? Y'all want me to kick this rolling or I'm about to kick this thing off? I don't know. We can keep rolling for a little bit or I don't know what else I want to talk about though. I want to try to get my YouTube live up so I can see the chitty chats. Chitty chats. Thanks for watching on YouTube and Facebook tonight. It's been a simulcast with Dad with a phone. If you missed the first, man, this crap went down at YouTube today, so I had to kick off and come back on. So we had a few little technical difficulties in the beginning, but it was a good night. It was a good live. What I don't understand is why it takes so long to move through these things, because looking at these videos, looking at the stuff that's been played, man, it's a sad deal. It's a real sad deal. If you want to continue to follow this case, you can follow it on Facebook. Thanks for watching Dad with a phone. You can follow it on that group. If you want to throw Dad some support, you can throw it to the PayPal link below. Direct link to the PayPal. You can follow me on Facebook at Dad with a Phone. You can follow me on Twitter at Michael E. Dalton. You can follow me on YouTube at Dad with a Phone. You can follow me on TikTok at Dad with a Phone. We're going back and forth all between them all. If you want to give me a call, you better make that call now before I get through all these web pages and see all these messages. Check your messenger, Michael. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Problem is, I think you sent it to the other Michael Dalton. I don't think I can log in there. I got to log in this way. Aaron, I got too many Michael Dalton accounts. I think you're friends with me on one, but you're not friends with me on the other. So let me change and see what we got. I got way too many fake accounts, kids. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep them fake accounts running because Facebook will run you out of business. For real, run you out of business. Let's see here. Aaron says she sent me a message, so. And there it isn't. So maybe it was. Oh, maybe message request. There it is. Right there from Aaron. Facebook link. So Shane Carey and Family Personal Emergency Fund on Facebook. He's raised $1,500 out of 10,000. 14,000 people have donated. Let me just see if I can find this. So he's trying to raise some money. 48 hours has already run a thing on it. I'm just looking for this fundraiser link. I can't get it because I don't think I can log into that. Let me see. Oh, yeah, I can. Maybe I can. Oh, yeah, maybe. Maybe it's going to work. No, it's not going to work. Damn it. I can't get it. Oh, bingo. Let me see. Oh, I can message it to myself, though. I definitely can do that. Who's this? Somebody else sent me. Oh, we got better numbers. Yep. Oh, we got another number. Let's try this number. Yeah, I might get this 3687. Oops. Almost gave you his number. Yeah, I was trying to get a hold of Shane.
Who are you, sir?
My name's Michael.
Why are you wanting to talk to him? I've been getting telephone calls steady for the last 24 hours.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I know this is regarding his girlfriend and the baby.
Yeah.
And I have no idea who he is.
Okay.
I am a bondsman. This number is for Clark's bail bonds.
Oh, Clark's bail bonds.
And
Somehow they got you mistaken for Shane online.
Yes, I even went as far as to check my files and call Calcasieu Parish Sheriff's Department this afternoon to see if he was in jail, if I had ever bonded him, or if he's ever been in our jail. And no, he has not.
Hey, well, you gave me way more information than I was looking for.
Okay. Now,
thank you.
Now, who are you, sir?
My name is Michael.
Are you? I know that. Are you an investigator? Are you a reporter, or what?
I'm an online sleuth. You know what a sleuth is?
Yes. Yeah.
So if you can find me online at Dad with a Phone, because that's really what I am, is just a dad with a cell phone.
Okay, why is everyone looking for him like this? And how did my number? I've had this number probably 15, 20 years.
Man, so I can tell you how I got your number, and that was through my investigators, because we got lots of them. But on there's a website. I'm trying to pull the website up so that you can maybe complain to this website here. Yeah, I only have a screen capture from the website. So there's online websites when people are downloading and looking for Shane's number, they're coming across your number on that website, and so that's why you got the phone call.
I wonder if it's a mistaken area code. That's the only thing I can think of.
Well, the number it could be, but except that are you in the Austin area, or is this Louisiana?
No,
You're in
I'm in Lake Charles, Louisiana.
Yeah, you're in Lake Charles. So this is Lake Charles. So do you have a number that's also 33 I don't want to say it. But your number's 337, and then do you have a 1030 number?
No.
Yeah, so you're the 87 is your last numbers. Yeah.
7948427.
Yeah.
But if you dial 337-855-2681, I will answer that one also. That is the Clark's Bail Bonds landline.
Oh, so you have this is the Bail Bonds cell number. Well, ma'am, I'm sorry, because it's probably a little late there. So I apologize for
No, the game just went off.
Oh, the game just went off. So the reason why people are trying to hunt this dude down is because his wife or his girlfriend and baby are missing. And that's why. And so a lot of these cases go untalked about and unheard of. And so there is a group of online community that try to keep their name at the top of the forefront. They try. I personally try to manipulate news organizations to put their name up on the televisions, but we do it worldwide via YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. So we just try to bring awareness to people who have gone missing, who don't have anyone screaming their name. And so that's why I call, because I'm just trying to get more information about this case.
Okay.
So
because I even had calls from the Inquirer last night or yesterday evening.
Oh yeah, there's gonna be calls from all over the world, and it's unfortunate that somehow your number got associated with this guy. But most people, once they call you once, they shouldn't be calling you back more than once, because you've taken the time to explain to me who you are and go from there. So,
but he has never been in jail in Calcasieu Parish.
Okay.
And I am not familiar with him. And if there's any notation that you could put out on any of your...
Yep. I probably won't put your number out there because people will just, but there's the only thing I can do is hopefully people have been polite and they haven't harassed you too much. I understand how getting a bunch of phone calls from people though can drive you crazy.
Yeah, this phone rings enough as it is. But he was on TV. He was on an interview yesterday or today. I don't know.
Yeah.
Today.
Yeah, he was on an interview today, and they'll be doing a press conference tomorrow.
And y'all can't find him?
Well, yeah, I mean, there I called 3 numbers, and the first 2 numbers didn't pick up an answer, and so you were the 3rd number I called to try to hunt him down today. There may be a chance he's been arrested in Texas, but we're the main thing we're trying to find is his girl and his baby and his wife or his fiance.
I can understand that. If there's any way I could possibly help, my first thought, oh God, don't tell me I bonded someone out. I've been in it 43 years. Don't tell me I bonded someone out that's kidnapped his wife and killed his baby or something.
No, and I saw some stuff. I did see a couple of things he had, but they were all out of Austin County. I've got a couple of court cases involving him, but they're all out of Austin. There's nothing out of Parrish, but he carries. He actually carries. There's 2 other numbers associated with him, and they are Louisiana numbers too as well. So I don't know.
Give me the last 4 numbers. That's all I need.
Yeah, I told you that was that 1030.
No.
And yeah, and you told me that, and then you said you're the 72, you're 87, and then there's looks like there's a 9327 too, and that number is out of there too. So
because I have 3 lines.
Oh, okay.
And,
well, one of you again. I apologize, but thanks for taking a little bit to explain.
All right, if you could help me, I sure would appreciate it.
I'm trying. I'll do my best to get the word out there that you don't have anything to do with this guy.
Yes, thank you, and I do appreciate it. Have a nice evening, and I hope you do find him.
All right. Well, we're looking for her more, but I'd rather.
What was she driving? No, she wasn't driving.
She wasn't driving anything. She vanished, and so, like I said, if you wanna, you can follow that. You can follow the case on the traditional mediums, but if you get online and you just Google "dad with the phone," you'll find more information out through my pages. You'll find me quick enough.
Okay.
All right.
Good.
All right. Thank you. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
It's a bail bondsman. What happened probably on that situation is, who knows? Who knows? We got a new follower, though. She sounded like she fell right in the genre. The game just got off, which means she ain't going to be watching the game no more. She can be watching Dad with a phone. That's what happened to that lady right now. She's about to be addicted to Dad with a phone. I started telling y'all her numbers. I didn't want her to start telling. See, I don't have to tell people they're live because I am in a one-party state when it comes to recording conversations, and so I don't. Sometimes that'll freak them out if you tell them they're live on the air with 100 people watching, and so that's how I get away with that. Anyway, we're just trying to bring some awareness. Texas Rangers are joining the search for the missing Austin mother. So there's a news article out there on the interweb, says that investigators are trying to remain neutral and not jump to any conclusions. They are working the case from 2 possible angles. That Heidi left on her own, and they need to know that she and her baby are safe, or they are victims of foul play. Investigators are scouring forensic data, conducting on-the-ground investigation, including interviewing all of the God, how do you say her name? Brozard, Heidi B. Close friends and family. I'm terrible with that. Sorry about that. And in some cases, building a timeline on their whereabouts and alibis around the time Heidi and the baby disappeared. Investigators are also looking at hours and hours of video, not only from South Austin apartment complex where Heidi lives, but also from nearby businesses. They tell reporters they've knocked on every door in the complex to interview neighbors, and they have done an analysis of the apartment for any possible forensic evidence. So far, investigators say they haven't turned up anything that indicates anything one way or the other. The entire homicide cold case missing persons unit of Austin Police Department, a total of about 7 investigators, is investigating this case. And as of Monday night, they have asked and gotten help from outside law enforcement as well. So the case is still going on. They are still looking into the case. And so let's do this. We're going to bring up a news report from Austin that went on today. I'm going to bring that up, play that for you so we can get a little bit more information. Bam, bam. Chrome tab. Show audio. We want to do that one. Share. So let me take this. Let's do this. Trying to get this thing full screenage so y'all can see it a little better. Bingo.
The search is intensifying tonight for a missing Austin mother and her baby. It has been 5 days since Heidi Broussard and her daughter, Margot Carey, disappeared. KB's Molly Oak joins us now. Molly, you say police will give us some updates on this case soon.
Yeah, Mike, the Austin Police Department is scheduled to have a press conference tomorrow afternoon. But until then, we haven't really heard much from police since investigators have been busy working to learn what happened to the mom and baby. Broussard was last seen with her nearly 3-week-old baby now, dropping off another child at Cohen Elementary School. Police believe Broussard returned home with the baby to their home in South Austin, but Broussard hasn't been seen or heard from since. Shane Carey, Broussard's fiance, says when he came back home, nothing was really missing except for Broussard's cell phone. Carey says he doesn't believe Broussard left on her own and is begging for whoever took her to bring her and the baby back.
Just bring her home safe or put her somewhere safe. Her and the baby, just feed the baby. She's only 3 weeks old. So just find a way. You won't be in trouble and just drop her off. She has a beautiful family.
Carey says he can't think of anyone who would want to do this, saying they have a loving family and great friends here in Austin. Again, we hope to learn much more about the case at a news conference tomorrow afternoon. If you see Broussard or her baby or know anything about their disappearance, call 911. In the studio, Molly Oak, KVU News.
So that's the that's the report. There is supposed to be a press conference tomorrow. So get out there and keep your eyes. Join the Facebook group on YouTube or on Facebook. And we'll definitely be following this case now. Freaking got me hooked on this. I'll be calling up Shane tomorrow, talking to the bail bondsman lady tonight. So, yeah, the problem is, you know, as much as I want to sit here and pick apart the interview, and I know Jay wanted to, you know, we want to pick apart the interview. The problem is, man, how would you act? Like I don't know how I would act if Nikki went missing. I'd get on Facebook, right? That's what I would do, but I do that anyway. And so it would be hard for me not to be on Facebook pleading for help. It would be hard for me not telling you guys to share. It would be hard for me not to look at these things from a father's perspective and say, how would I respond? I don't know that I would respond any different than he's responding. I don't know if I could sound any more innocent than he is sounding innocent or guilty. Until we know what happened, it's hard because Austin, Texas is Austin, Texas, but there are people that go missing every day, and a 3-month-old, a 3-week-old, not a 3, was it 3-month-old or 3-week-old? 3-month-old baby? 3-week-old. I just don't know. Well, I think when you say put them somewhere safe, is saying like, how do you say drop them off without getting caught? How do you say, you know, we just want them back. We're not going to come after you. You know, that's the hard thing to say. It is hard. But the guy doesn't talk on camera. He works at a moving company, you know? So people don't, I can tell you right now, sticking a camera in someone's face throws them off no matter who you are, no matter how well you are, unless you're a professional, unless you've worked in front of a camera, unless you're comfortable in front of the camera, it throws you off. You don't know how to talk. So I know people are definitely going to. Yeah, it's a crazy deal. Thanks everybody for sticking around on Facebook and YouTube tonight. We were going simulcast on both places, and we're probably gonna do that more often because it's easier than to have to up and down load. I don't know how the stream went over on Facebook. I didn't keep an eye on it the whole time, but it seemed to be working good. So thanks for joining and spending some time with us this evening. We'll see you guys on the flip side. If you didn't watch this, we talk about everything from swatting to a missing mom in Austin, Texas. So it's sad. It's really sad. Yeah, it's super sad. Yeah, Cinnamon, we actually watched the uncut interview earlier. Broussard. You trying to get me to pronounce it right? They did. He did talk about what cameras were located. Somebody says they think he may have an affair. Yeah, he had nothing to do with the bail bonds lady. We did talk to the bail bonds lady. She didn't know how. She had gotten multiple calls. The Inquirer had called her. Dad with the phone called her. Everybody was calling her. Maybe it was his mom that owns a. Maybe I don't know. Maybe, but she definitely didn't say she was his mom. Thanks, girl. Joining from the Facebook. Yep, we've been live all night with the Facebook. Three weeks old. Oh my gosh. Oh God. I'm just looking at your chats real quick. What is your cell number? Red Ruby wants. What you want my cell number? You gonna give me a call before everything goes off? There it is. Give me a call. You better get that call in now, Red Ruby. Before I get through these comments. Yeah, we'll lift him up. We'll lift him up, Maria. We'll do that before I close out tonight. Cheryl T's trying to get out. She said good night to all. I gave my number out. If somebody's gonna call, you better get your call in now. I'll take one call before I cut off. Ruby, you gonna call me or what? You gonna try to spoof me? If you're just trying to spoof me, don't be spoofed. Don't be trying to spoof me. Why don't you just give me a call? Yeah, Catman. We're gonna close this out with a prayer. I thought somebody was gonna give me a one call in, and I was gonna let them have a minute. But Ruby Red, you ain't calling in. You asked for the number. I'm not calling. Why? Text info to you. Oh, you're gonna text info. I got you. Text me some info, Ruby. Then she asked for D-Wop's number and then she took off. She says she ain't calling. She's gonna text me info. All right, Heavenly Father, I just pray right now for. Oh, I got a caller ID interrupting my prayer. You're live with Dad with a phone.
Hi, D-Wop. This is Marina from Boulder.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay. I just feel so bad, and so I'm so worried about. He looked way too much like Watts with the rocking back and forth and the not feeling comfortable. But I agree. I don't want to prosecute the guy. I'm not going to play judge and jury. So I'm just hoping they find her and the baby. I mean, everything's speculation right now. So
yeah, it's way speculation. I told Jay earlier.
I've been watching the whole.
It's hard.
Podcast,
It's hard for me to say this guy's guilty of something because I don't even know how I would act. Like I try to, how do you act if you're innocent? How do you act if you're guilty? You know.
Well, they say with the rocking back and forth, and psychology, that's self-soothing. So they caught that instantly with the Chris Watts thing. And how this guy couldn't sit down, and with the rocking, like you were calling him out for him holding, and standing up, rocking back and forth right away, how that caught your eye. Was one of the first things. And see, somebody mentioned something about apparently he brought up something, her being in a van. Did you see that?
I didn't hear that on that interview, but
okay.
I'd have to go back,
Chat about that. So
yeah, I mean, we could definitely go back and replay some of these interviews if we really wanted to dissect them and break them down. We played through them pretty quickly with Jay. But I think Jay's going to do an in-depth video tomorrow about it.
Oh, yeah.
I'll probably do a couple more videos following up because I've got a couple of phone numbers that I've been given. And so I want to check those out during the normal hours of the day. And then, I'll go back through that video again and see if he really did say those things.
Did you not think it was interesting how they knew right away? I guess they were talking about, the camera's on the street, but they only do this and this. But you would think, I don't know. And the other thing that kind of confused me, which I did not ever catch, was why did they move from Louisiana to Texas?
I don't know. I have to go back and check that out. Like I said, it's kind of this thing I just looked into this today. So it's a new thing. It's a new case. And so we'll go from there. They talked about looking at the street cameras for sure. They talked about looking at the different grocery stores cameras and stuff around there. In chat, they're saying he did say a van, or at least Cinnamon Hot is saying that. They're also saying that he talks about that she drove a van too. And the whole not looking at the camera, that people just don't do it, man. I've made a living behind the camera, and I'm telling you that when you put a camera in front of someone, unless they are professionals, they're going to look away. They're going to look down. They're not going to know where to look. And this was an awkward interview because you got to understand, on the other side of the camera was his dad and a cameraman, and then he was also taking the interview from someone on the phone, and a couple of times he could barely even hear him. And so part of me wants to give him a little bit of a break on how he was acting on camera. The swaying back and forth is a weird thing, but I've also seen that too. So it's
well, and then the other thing that bothered me was unless it was just because he is so upset and so emotional, because he'd go from like tears to laughing. But that could be anxiety and stress, psychological. Exactly. So
yeah, I don't even know how to grasp. Like I think about this stuff only because I'm doing these cases and talking about these cases. And so I think about, like, if I came home and my wife, I mean, I've had a couple of anxiety moments where I've been gone all day, or I've been trying to get a hold of my wife. She's not answering. And like in my head, I got to calm myself down, and they've never been anything. It's never been anything. My wife's phone died. My wife was out of service. I was out of service, but even the little anxiety, you know, that you can get real quickly. I remember Zane, when he was younger, we lived up in northern Colorado, and he took off out the back door and went down this sidewalk that like ran down the back of our house. Like it ran down through a neighborhood, through a golf course area. And Zane, at like 3 years old, went running down this sidewalk. So when we looked out in the backyard, he's gone. I run out in the backyard. I look both ways. I can't see him anywhere. And immediately I'm freaking out. I'm running out the front door. I'm running out all over the house. I'm finally get out there, and I get around a corner, and there he is running down a freaking sidewalk, you know? And so the anxiety that happens, that,
my little one ran out the back door, he let the dog out. And he was 3 years old, and he had the little sleeper with the little footies on. Found himself in the middle of a field with prickers, and I'm in my pajamas. I didn't realize, because I was upstairs and he was downstairs. Just like I said, naturally opened the door and let the dog out, and the dog took off, and he followed the dog. So I'm freaking out. I called 911. So I've been in that same spot. So yeah, you go into panic mode, and you're just rambling. So I'm sure that this guy probably feels totally out of. Imagine a 3-week-old. You have kids. I have children. I would be out of my mind to imagine where the. Yeah.
A 3-week-old, the danger with this is you start, like, my mind immediately goes to the worst case scenario. Like, was she kidnapped for the baby? You know, because a 3-week-old baby.
Do you remember the Longmont case where the lady got her belly cut open?
Yeah. Oh my God, that was a jacked up case.
So that's why. Well, me living in Boulder, you know, that bang. Because I was, you know, through the community, that was huge.
Yeah, no,
So that was the first thing that kind of hit my head was, oh my God, they wanted the baby, and she got in the way. Especially with them selling kids now. I mean, I hate to even say but you know, it's out there, and they're so close to the border, and I just gonna light candles and pray. And I thank you for, like you said, you were gonna pray.
I'm gonna close with a prayer. I'm gonna close with a prayer.
I figured if Ruby wasn't gonna call, I wasn't gonna leave you hanging.
No worries. Well, thanks for giving me a call in, and we'll talk to you later. Okay.
Thanks so much.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Thanks.
All right. Bye-bye. It's 10 o'clock here. I got some more cell numbers, some more phone numbers for family members. So I will I'll call them tomorrow. Red Ruby, you can email me at the real. What are you trying to get all my phone number, my email address? You need my social security number too, Red Ruby? You can email me at the real dad with a phone. gmail.com. I'm gonna pray for Heidi and Margot. If you don't believe in prayer, if you don't believe in the higher power, if you don't believe in a God, you can pray to your trees, your universe. I've done this a couple of times on Facebook Lives and on YouTube Lives, and I know one thing is for sure, that when multiples like me and you, if there was only one other person on the other side of this camera, I know that something happens in the supernatural when more than one person come together and agree on something. I know that stuff moves in the universe, whether you believe that is a God, whether you believe that is the trees, Mother Earth, the energy, the karma, whatever you want to give that a name to, okay? So when I'm praying, if it offends you, then don't pray with me. But what I want you to do is I want you to think positive. I want you to take a moment and say something out loud. A lot of people say we're going to light candles and have a moment of silence, but I want to move something in the energy of the world. And so, like, as I am saying words, I want you to say words too, whether it just be to agree with me or they're your own words. And so don't take offense for me praying, because I don't believe what everyone else believes, and you're probably not even offended with me. You may have just been offended with the fact that whatever. So just believe whatever you want to believe. But right now, can you agree with me? That's what I'll ask. If you can agree with me, then verbally agree with me out loud in your own house, in your own car, at work, whatever you're doing. Agree with me out loud, okay? And we pray right now, God, wherever Heidi is, wherever Margot is, whatever the situation is, whatever's happening, wherever at on the face of the earth, that you be with them now, that you bring an overwhelming peace and comfort and security, Lord. Whatever the situation is, if harm has come to them, then Father, I say that you bring and ask and bring peace in that harm. If they are taken captive, bring peace in their captivity. Overwhelm them, overshadow them, overjoy them with the peace that surpasses all understanding, Lord. No matter the situation. Father, we pray for a safe return for Heidi and Margot. We pray that they are safely returned home to their family, to the people that love them. Father, if there is foul play that is at work, if something has happened, Father, that out of their control, Lord, that you will bring a light, that you will bring truth to the situation, that you will give wisdom to the investigators that are looking into this case, that the energy of the world will move in their favor. Father, you say that if more than one of us ask these things, you deliver. And I believe that. There's more than one of us on here tonight. I know there's at least another one on the other side of this camera agreeing with me. So I call you on it. You move tonight. You move beyond what we can do on YouTube, beyond what we can do on Facebook, beyond what the news can do, beyond the voices that have screamed out for Heidi and Margot's return, that you do something supernatural in this situation. I agree with all these people that are listening, all the people that will watch this long after. I thank you, Lord, for moving our own lives. I thank you, Father, for what you've done in my life, what you continue to do in the lives around me. I pray that you bless the minds, the bodies, and the spirits of the people behind this lens in their homes tonight. I pray that you sit down and you love on people tonight all around the world that are watching. Lord, I also take this time right now to encourage people who have lost loved ones. I take this time to encourage you, to tell you that there's still hope in the world. Right now, around the holidays, suicide rate rises far beyond what it ever should. Around Thanksgiving and Christmas, around the times of struggling tax time and all these things that happen at the end of the year, Lord, I pray that you put a blessing on people's lives and you move in their lives. If people are right now without hope, if people are in despair and they're on the other side of this camera, Lord, I pray that you will move in their lives and you'll bring hope in their lives, that you'll speak truth into their life, that you'll let them know that they are not alone. You are not alone. There's more to life, and the world needs you. The world needs you. The world needs Heidi. The world needs Margot. Thank you for joining me tonight. Thanks for agreeing with me in this prayer. We'll talk to you later. My name's Dad with a Phone, Michael, D-Wop, Douche with a Phone. You can call me whatever the hell you want to call me. Thanks for watching.